Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Souls stream. Today we're going to be playing some ladder with the new Chemicalized Pyro stuff. There is quite a few different kind of versions of Pyro going around. We really want to play with the face card of the set, that being the Chemicalized Salamander, but I actually think Chemicalized Salamander might be one of the worst options for like actually building this deck. A big reason for that being that it requires setup, but it's not really setup you have much control over. You need your opponent to have a bunch of monsters in their graveyard, and then it gains maximum value if your opponent has 3 face-up monsters, which again, you don't really get a lot of control of. You could say use something like Stop Defense, but then that's a spell card. You've got to then draw into it. It's not searchable, and you're not going to get as much of a payoff from it as you would in something like Royal Rebels, which just straight up gets rid of the monster. That's just an extra direct attack. So I think you're hard pressed to make a good argument for doing that. So yeah, I'm not super convinced by Chemicalized Salamander, but the card is really cool, okay? It looks really cool. I really like its effect, even though its effect does seem a little bit underpowered, especially in the current meta, but it is what it is. We'll also be going over the 3 recent tournaments that we've had, and there will be more tournaments in the future, including there should be one today. So we have that to go over as well. But let's see who we've got in the chat. We have G Hunter. Hello, G Hunter. Welcome on in. We got Dragson back again. Welcome, my friend. What on fire? Everything's on fire, my friend. We got Darth Victor, who is talking about Manya's English name. I mean, it was always going to be a weird one. Like, Manya was never going to stick. But, man, it's a long wait time. Yeah, we do have a long starting soon screen, but that's, you know, that's intentional. We have Zaki Boys. Cute name, though. Yeah, I can agree with that, but it's just horrible. See you in an hour when the stream starts. Might be a bit hyperbolic. We have Luis Fernando. Gaia is much broken. It's funny how much I see people saying that Gaia is broken, because I think the deck is strong. The deck is very, very strong. I think it is arguably tier 1, but I still think Dragon is still kind of the top dog. That being said, you can play around some of what Dragon does and kind of control it to an extent, but at the same time, you can't do that to Gaia, right? Gaia is... You don't have a say in what Gaia gets to do. Gaia gets to do its stuff regardless. You do kind of get a say in what Dragon gets to do because their skill requires your opponent to have certain things set up, so you can kind of play around it in that regard. So, is it a tomato? Well, it is. Is this meta? I prefer Trap, Hold, and Negate. I think, again, there is an argument for all 3 of our Legend Traps in this current meta. I think if you're going to be playing against almost exclusively Gaia, I think Trap, Hold is probably the best option. I think if you're going to be playing against, like, mostly dragons, I would say Widespread is actually a really good option into that deck exactly. Negate Attack is kind of the catch-all. It's good against everything, but not super duper crazy good against any of these decks specifically, right? I hope her theme is just me, Cerebro. Hello, Hunter. Welcome on in. And hello, Afri. I got Cog with Gaia Dark Magician. Now, what was your Gaia skill? What was your skill that you were playing? That's my question there. I had a Stale Mirror against Dragon the other day. It sounds like it. Tomato with a shirt. Is he preparing for the night? Always preparing for the night. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. Magician's Shuffle. I see. So we weren't using the busted Gaia skill at the very least. And as Victor has correctly identified, we are currently listening to Coconut Mall from Mario Kart Wii. But I guess we should just, like, shoot on in. I think we'll start off doing the meta-analysis-y stuff, right? Because then we can just get on with playing the game and kind of have that uninterrupted. So we will go ahead and bring up this. And we will go ahead and show off some of these latest tournaments. So we did have the Angel Cup. This was the very first tournament of this brand new meta. It was only 23 players, but the JP players aren't as, like, tournament focused. The JP players are a lot more point battle focused, and these are at a very awkward time for Americans, so a lot of the American players don't play in these. But this was won by Ra, and Ra was playing pure Gaia using Change Slime Dragon Champion mode. This is a card that we haven't seen a ton of success with other than this exact tournament. But it's an interesting list. Obviously, we've got the Essul, we've got the Siesta Torero. I think Siesta Torero is pretty much a no-brainer. We have a lot of ways to have, like, piercing. So Siesta Torero does work really well with that, and it also recycles cards back into our deck, which is quite nice. We are on just the singular copy of Secret Order, which is interesting, because we're playing the one copy of Swift Gaia and the one copy of Secret Order. So we did have the option to play another Limit 3 card, and we just chose not to. Especially interesting because of the skill, we can always dump Gaia the Fierce Knight into the graveyard, which means Secret Order should be live all the time. So it's not you have to worry about that. It's on the Switch too, but yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's from the Wii, right? And then it got moved over to the Switch. Is it a free card or from a box? There's only 2 Limit 3s in there. Exactly. I got 3 of them. What are we talking about? What are we talking about specifically, GX Hunter? Which card? We talked about a lot of cards. There are no breaks on this train. But regardless of that, we do have the 3 Monster Calling. This is pretty much the bread and butter. The slime, yeah, the slime is at 3. Yeah, you get 3 copies of it, but no one's using it, is the thing. Like, for the most part, a lot of the pure Gaia lists just aren't playing Change Slime. So, like, people aren't sure if they want to be using it or not. I think the vast majority are going with no at the moment, but obviously it's still early days. This is only the, what, 3rd, 4th day of the current meta, so, you know. No one's using it in pure Gaia. I mean, some people are. I mean, it won a tournament, right? But again, it's still early days. We'll see what actually happens with it. But Monster Calling, very, very powerful. This is basically a consistency tool for the Gaia deck. It allows you to run these, like, a lot of high-level monsters without bricking on them too much, because Monster Calling can sort you out and get a boss onto the board, which is very, very good. Then in the spell trap department, obviously Forever Freeze is in here because Dragons is still a really hard matchup for this deck, so... what about the hero stuff? They seem pretty busted with Gaia. So, as we go through the rest of these tournaments, and we'll take a look at the tournament results in depth, no hero Gaia list has actually top 4'd yet, like straight up. We have seen some Gaia variants topping, but we have not seen specifically the hero stuff yet. Monster Calling also can summon Dark Magician. It can. I don't know if you necessarily want to be doing that, but it is something it can do. And then, you know, pretty much the standard extra. You're not going to have anything else. Then we had Happy Danny, who was playing the Metarian Gaia deck. And the Metarian Gaia deck, this seems to be the way to go. This seems to be the one that is performing time and time and time again, as we will see when we get to look at the spreadsheet and the data in a minute. But this seems to be the strongest way at the moment to play this deck. Again, it's still early days, so we still might see more experimentation, but this seems to be the way. And as you can see, this is basically just a Metarian deck with some Gaia cards chucked in. There's a single copy of Battle Tested, a single copy of Curse of Dragon. We're using the Gaia skill because, again, you don't really need a skill for the Metarian deck to work. The Metarian deck was winning tournaments before they even got their actual skill. So you don't need a skill for Metarian to work. Obviously, Polymerization is still really good in this deck anyway, and because of the skill, you get a free search for it. We're still just playing the 3 copies of Type Change Beam for the OTK. So, honestly, I've been encountering players popping set 2 or sometimes 3 back row pretty easily with Gaia. Yes! And this deck can do it even easier, because you can make Assura Star, and Assura Star can just pop the back row for free. The hero deck can do the exact same thing, but Assura Star is more versatile than a Burst Wingman, right? It's still early days. I see your pun, Tomato. Ha 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 ha. And then we had this. So I will say, credit where credit's due. This did make 3rd/4th place. But caveats. This got a bye in the first round. Its round 2 opponent was playing Pyro, who also got a bye. So it beat basically just a Pyro deck. And I don't know if people have been paying attention, but Pyro doesn't seem to be that strong right now. So it got a free win, then an arguable free win. Then it beat a Gaia Pure, which, you know, it was a day 1 build, and the Gaia deck can sometimes just brick. I'm not going to, like, put too much into that. And then it lost against its next opponent, which was, I believe, this Pure Gaia. So although this did make top 4, it had quite a free run up to the top 4. So I wouldn't suddenly start saying, oh my god, Sea Serpent is meta, This is, like, proven. It's top 4 in a tournament, therefore it must be a really strong deck. This deck is, like, okay. I don't think this is even going to be a tier 3 deck, though, when the meta does settle. But it's interesting, right? We got some burn damage in here, which is funky. We got Cachalot, who can reduce the attack of your opponent's monsters and burn them again. Light Dolphin is a plus, and we do have a new consistency tool in Clashing Twin Tides. So, like, this deck does stuff. And obviously, it was playing the 3 Combustion Crisis specifically to deal with the Gaia matchup. But it's a little bit cope, in my opinion. The skill isn't particularly great. The actual overall power of the deck isn't great. We don't beat set 3 very easily. Hello, Shui. Welcome. Oh my god, Sea Serpent is new meta, guys. I got top 4. Exactly my point, right? We'll give Shui, we get there in the end, the actual shout out. Because we do have the Shui command, which is like kind of personalized, but it's always nice to give the actual shout out that Twitch likes to praise it. Welcome on in, Shui. But yeah, this is fine. We'll probably be trying out this list at some point in the coming weeks. Then we have this one. This is Pure Hero. Pure Hero, everyone. So this basically got nothing. It got the 3 copies of Manakanita, this one. Which is, like, it's fine. It's not bad. Certainly okay. And then it got the new boss monster, which is probably the actual good card here. But obviously this new monster is only really good if we're playing Tantalum. Obviously we are playing Tantalum, so that's fine. Interestingly as well, we're only playing 2 limit 3 cards, so we opted to not play the 3rd. Which is, like, again, it's fine. And once again, we are seeing Combustion Crisis at 2 copies, specifically for the Gaia matchup. I'd head out now. It's 5 AM for me. Should sleep. Well, good night, Hunter. Usually, 5 AM is a lot closer to waking up time than going to bedtime, but I respect your decisions. So yeah, Pure Hero. We haven't seen much more outside of this list so far, but, like, it's nice to see it's, like, doing stuff, right? Be interesting to see if it actually continues to compete or not, but it's good to see. Then we had Quantum Rush. Quantum Rush 54. So this was a 46-player event, so a lot more players. Again, it was single elimination. So the winner was Hikari. Everyone should already know who Hikari is. And once again, this is Mitari and Gaia. So this is a little bit different. We are doubling up on the amount of Gaia cards. We're playing 2 Battle Tested and 2 Cursor Dragon instead of the 1 and 1. We are still only playing the 2 Star Restart, which is interesting. Other than that, it's pretty much standard. We're playing the 3 Imaginary Reactor and 2 Imaginary Actor. So the only real benefit to Reactor is it does mill 2. So if you want specifically to turbo the Graveyard to get things like Cursor Dragon, to get stuff in the Graveyard for Star Restart, then you're going to want to be going with the Reactor, right? Manakanita. I mean, we got there in the end already, Hunter. We're already way past that, my friend. So then we have Lex Baldwin in 2nd place, who was playing... Oh, guess what, guys? It's just Dragius. There's nothing new here. Like, there's no new cards. So, it's just Dragius. The interesting thing is Trap Hole is in here. And Trap Hole is in here specifically to deal with the Gaia deck, again, that has been so prevalent. So, then we get to Huki, and this is where stuff gets a bit weird. So, this is Noodle Art Reboot. Yeah, Noodles. This list... I personally think is a bit crap. Like, it's just not refined yet, I suppose I will say. This list basically doesn't really have much of a strategy outside of just lots of little burn, and then we're just playing the high attack, low defense monsters because reasons. I don't really understand the logic behind that. I think the trap lineup's fine. The rest of it is just like a lot of mini burn, right? We play Performer for 300 burn, Nitro for 400 burn. We play Fiery Blaze for 300 burn and Backrow Pop. Obviously, Extra Spice is going to be the primary way that we're going to try and win the game, but, like, it's interesting this made it to 3rd/4th place. To be fair, it would have lost in the top 8, but Quantum was not paying attention and did end up losing to this, because he did have Lethal, but misplayed. Then we have Cardfighter, who is playing, once again, Gaia Metarion. So, Gaia Metarion, as we've seen, has already had plenty of top 4 finishes. And this one is a little bit more all-in. We are playing the 3 copies of Battle Tested, the 3 copies of Curse of Dragon. Whereas the other lists weren't playing quite as many Gaia cards, this one has kind of gone all-in on them. So that is something to be said. Then if we take a look at our overall data, because we have not had the Galaxy Cup results posted just yet, we did see another Gaia Matarian getting first place and Gaia Matarian taking second place. We did see it. The list that got second place was a bit interesting. It was Manicus piloting it, and he was playing things like Gargoyle, which can increase its level by 1. And it was playing things like the Equip spell, Armaments of Ascension, I think it's called, which again increases your level. I'm here. Hello, Manicus. So that was like the spicy version. The version that ended up winning was generic. It was just basically the same list that we've seen here and here and here with like slightly different ratios, right? It's basically just all the Matarian stuff with some Gaia cards chucked in. So there's that. Then it was just dragons and psychics, just the old meta showing their head again. But then if we go to the top 8, so we didn't actually get to see these when we were looking at the other, because only the top 4 gets posted onto DLM. But we had some Gaia Hero, Gaia Hero, Gaia Hero. So Gaia Hero is around. It's not making top 4. It's making top 8s. Pure Gaia was here, but only 2 Pure Gaia have even made it into Top Cup, which is interesting. Very interesting. It was Akari's list that won. They changed Slime for card Resto, and that was it. I see. Well, there we go. There we go then. And then we should be having the Go Rush Grand Prix today. But as you can see, if we fiddle with this just a smidge, we can make it look a little bit nicer. Oh, that's the wrong one. That one. So, Gaia Matarian has 2 tournament wins, as we can see quite clearly from here. In terms of top 4 points, Gaia Matarian has 16, which is dwarfing everything else right now. And we can give you a better visual representation of that in this pie chart, top 4 points. Gaia Matarian currently 48.5% of top 4 points. It is actually insane. Now again, very small subset of data, right? So as we get more, this will drastically change, we would expect. We don't expect Gaia Matarian to stay this dominant. But it is a little bit concerning because we were hoping to see more of an even pie chart, almost like this top 8 one. This top 8 points, this is kind of what we'd like to see, with like the strongest deck being like about a third and then everything else taking up a reasonably large chunk. This is a little bit concerning, but again, it's still early days. We expect this to even out at least a little bit and hopefully not remain like this, because that would be really sucky. And it would be really nice to see, ideally, we want to see probably a Gaia nerf come down the line. I did see Whoop was posting some ideas that he had, which was basically like have the Gaia skill lock you into just having Magical Knights and Dragons in the extra deck. I think, from my personal opinion, I think Gaia Hero is really fun. I think Gaia Matarian is a little bit cringe, if I'm being completely honest. Just because Matarian is still like the silly OTK deck. And we're in a meta where people are trying to experiment with warriors in both the Pure Heroes and the Hero Gaia. And Matarian naturally hard counters that. I personally really think that having Gaia be able to be splashed with other things is really fun. I don't think it's necessarily good for the game's health overall, because it's fun to cook with it, and it's fun in this very first week. It might be fun next week as well, but then when everything evens out, and we see that, like, let's say, for example, Matarian Gaia is, like, still just overly dominant, it's going to be a little bit like, this isn't really in the spirit of Duel Links. Duel Links is supposed to be the place where you get these really interesting, unique decks, and decks are kind of forced into their own archetypes. I mean, for a good example, just take a look at Pyro, right? Fire Pyro, most of the time in Duel Links, would just be, you can use anything you want that's Fire Pyro. But the skills for Noodles specifically say that they cannot work with Chemicalized, and Chemicalized skills specifically say they cannot work with Noodles. And they're within the same type and attribute, and are still being gate-kept from each other. But Gaia is, like, allowed to work with anything. Just feels a little bit hypocritical. At least when you had, like, Blue Eyes and Red Eyes, they had, like, this really annoying restriction of you need to have, like, a huge chunk of bosses in your deck. Now, to be fair, I don't think Gaia would care too much about that. Well, if it was 7 or higher, it'd probably care. But 5 or higher wouldn't care, because it's playing basically a ton of them anyway, right? Funny people said you need monster calling when a lot of people aren't really running it. I would make the argument that, from my own experience, monster calling does solve a lot of the consistency issues of the deck. I think you can get away without using Monster Calling. But I personally believe that the more high-level Gaia pieces you have in your deck, so the more Curse of Dragon, the more Gaia the Fierce Knight, like vanilla, you're playing, then the more reason there is to have Monster Calling. I think if you're playing like a very slim package, like for example, if we go up to like Hikari's build, where it's like you have just 2 Curse of Dragon, right? That doesn't really matter. You don't need Monster Calling in this list because it's just 2 Curse of Dragon. Who gives a shit, right? If you're playing a lot more than that, so for example, like this Pure Gaia list up here, then I think you do need to play the Monster Callings. So like, I think it just comes down to like deck building and consistency. You need 3 of it for Pure, but if you're playing mixed deck, probably don't need it. It's one of those weird things though, where like even the mixed decks, they can just brick if you just draw badly. Because you don't have the consistency tools you need to solve all of the issues that your deck's going to have. For example, if you're playing like this Hikari list, right? If you just open 3 Fusion, Poly, Dragon's Inferno, or if you open pretty much any combination of these spell traps and just see no monsters, bear in mind you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if you open any combination of this, you are basically screwed. If you open 4 of these and any one monster, you're still screwed. You don't get to play the game, and you could just get OTK'd on the following turn because of how powerful some of these decks are. Especially the Matarian version of this deck can output a ridiculous amount of damage very, very quickly, whilst also shredding your opponent's back row. So, consistency-wise, I would say this sort of build with just this many spell traps that, again, doesn't really do much with a single monster. I think at this point, you're gambling a little bit, right? Again, you can have a tournament run where you just don't brick, and that's great, right? But there will be games where you do brick, and you just straight up don't get to play the game. And I think this is maybe a little bit more prone to bricking than some other decks. Would complaining, shocker. I mean, yeah, you do... do Warriors in with Extra Deck 2. I don't think that is a good idea. Because, again, that puts you back into the same issue, and there are no Gaia the Fierce Knight Warrior fusions. So if we're trying to lock it to just the Gaia cards, then I would say just Dragon and Magical Knights. Just limit 3, something in Gaia, like Veteran Gaia. The issue is that doesn't solve any problems whatsoever. That now just makes the deck more bricky and doesn't actually solve anything. Like, as we were seeing in the Angel Cup, this list is just playing 1 and 3. So this is just like take out 1 Starry Star. That doesn't fix any problems, right? It just makes it a little bit more annoying, like barely even. Issue is Swift. I don't think that's true at all. It's really not. Nobody is playing it. I know he's talking about the Fusion one. They already got a limit 3 main Gaia. Hello, Mr. Tomato. Hello, Sakadetsu. Welcome, welcome. I hope you have a great day today with chat. Also, Gaia, best deck. I mean, Gaia definitely is performing very, very well. One person, day 1, use Swift. It's not being used. The other thing to remember is though Swift can also refer to the Fusion monster, because this is also Swift. So just take note of that. I think the Gaia skill should have restrictions. You only summon Gaia Fusion monster. Yes, I think that would make the most sense. Again, I would be a little bit sad, because I think mixing and matching Gaia with other stuff is actually really fun. But is it maybe a little bit too good when used with other stuff? Possibly. Like, Pure Gaia is not really seeing much of anything. Like, oh, it has got a tournament win, so I can't, like, just absolutely write it off. But it definitely seems to be weaker than the others. No Swift Gaia is in the Swift Gaia in the main deck. Yeah. So yeah, that is kind of my thoughts, feelings, and opinions. I think basically what this actually has done is it's basically just, guess what? You can just play your Matarian deck, and here is a skill that gives you the ability to just kind of kill your opponent out of nowhere. And the tax is that you have to play like 5 cards in your deck. And other than that, this is basically just Matarian. Like, this is a Matarian deck with 5 different cards and the skills changed, right? That's literally all this is. Now, the trade-off is that what we have done is we have removed Type Change Beam. But not all of these lists have removed type change beam, as we can see from the second place Happy Danny's list from Angel Cup. So I personally don't think Metarion is a particularly healthy deck because of this card. And I think without that card, it's like, it's fine. But again, there are a lot of warrior-based decks going around at the moment, which does like naturally just prop Metarion up. And I think a big part of it is if we go back to the Divine Genesis Blade format, we don't want this again, right? This is the worst the meta has ever been in Duel Links. This is actually the absolute worst the game has ever been. This is the worst state the game has ever been and probably ever will be. And Metarion was the root cause. So, like, I think it is important to recognize this and not fall into the same traps as before. Because this is, like, some of the worst Rush Duel ever. So we don't want to go back to this, right? We want to balance it out again. Like, let Metarion be its own thing. We don't need to, like, buff it up with Gaia. Taylor Swift. Yeah, is there a reason we're just... Oh, we're talking about Swift Gaia. I see. Welcome on in, Kazumi. Gaia will be a nerf skill. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. The thing is, Konami don't like nerfing skills. They don't do it very often. They've done it, what, like 3 times for Rush? So, like, we'll have to see. A Gaia card, also great even without the skill. Yeah. I mean, that is a very good point. Very good point. That being said, it's a lot better with the skill because you can guarantee get the monster into the graveyard for your fusion. And it also lets you have that one ridiculous pop-off turn where you get a +2. And using polymerization is really, really strong because you can fuse anything from your hand, get it straight in the build. If your board's clogged, you can still get out a monster. And if you're able to have polymerization in your hand and use it twice in a single turn, that is actually ridiculous value. Ridiculous, ridiculous value. What do you mean I want to go back to that? I got way too many wins. It was just cringe, bro. It's just cringe. The game was actually in the worst it's ever been during that time. Gaia just basically beat the whole 0-gem insects easy. Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's no reason to go and play insects when Gaia exists if you're a free-to-play player. The reason why it will be skilled is because of the free deck. I mean, potentially. Yeah, that's not a bad argument, Victor. That is not a bad argument. A skill issue, just don't play warriors or dragons. I mean, dragons don't really give a crap a lot of the time. So I still think dragons are a big issue as well. Like, arguably, even though they're down here in, like, second place, this is still probably needs addressing more than Gaia Metarion. Because the dragons can just kill you out of nowhere and punish you for just playing the game. So the deck we're planning to play today, for example, is Pyro. Pyro can only really get damage in by attacking over attack position monsters. So you have to go wide. You don't really get a choice. So either, right? So let's say we're playing the Pyro deck against the Dragon deck, right? Either we just leave everything face down defense until our opponent commits something to the board, at which point the Dragon player gets to sit there and amass resources until they get enough to just kill you. Or we go aggressive, slap, 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 at which point we have just left ourselves completely open to get run over by a Mirror Gear play, right? So it's like, it's awkward. It's very awkward. Gaia Metarion and Psychics feel good but not broken. Dragons feel broken, simple but broken. I still think Gaia Metarion needs a slap on the wrist. That being said, if Gaia Metarion on its own got nerfed, I think this would probably just get replaced with Hero Gaia. So you would have to address that as well. And then regular Gaia will probably be like the actual like well-balanced-ish one. Because you don't just get to like rip apart all your opponent's back row for free. I think that's really what it comes down to is the pure hero deck should be the deck that's ripping apart your opponent's back row for free. And then if they want to get piercing, they have to have a piercing samurai and leave that guy on the field, right? That's kind of the weak point. If you're playing Hero Gaia, suddenly you get free access to piercing and ripping apart your opponent's back row. And if you're playing Gaia Metarion, you get the same amount of back row hate, basically, on top of the fact that you can change your opponent's guy's face up, like, depending on what you drew, right? So, like, I think, again, any Gaia variant that isn't pure is probably going to need to be addressed at some point. Why Metarium when you can make Gaia Dragon deck? Well, because you can't use the Gaia skill, which is like arguably the really broken bit, with any other boss monsters. So it doesn't really work. Dragons go burst. Small dragons to remove back row. Yeah, but then you're just playing back row hate that everyone has anyway, right? Like everyone can just play 3 copies of like any back row hate. But hello, Kira. Welcome on in. Dragons go burr. Exactly. Again, if I was talking about what I personally would like me, like Tomato Souls, what does Tomato Souls want? I really like Gaia Hero. I'd quite happily just play that deck forever. Gaia Metarian I still think is a little bit cringe, but I think a big part of that is because if you play Gaia Hero or Pure Hero, you're going to be leaving a lot of warriors on the field that can have a lot of attack, and Metarian will just eat that up, like, so easily. So I don't like that deck because it counts as the deck that I like. Dragons, I don't... I used to like Dragons before Mirror Gearstar came out. As soon as Mirror Gearstar came out, the deck got a little bit toxic. I think Pure Gaia is fun. I really like Pure Gaia. Pure E-Hero looks fun. I haven't tried it yet, but I don't imagine it being bad. Psychic. I could take or leave Psychic getting a nerf. I think the issue with Psychic is the only way to beat it is to go extraordinarily aggressive, and not many decks can put out enough damage to threaten it. Like, the reason Dragons kind of came out and was, like, very powerful is because they could actually kill Psychic through all their life gain. Psychic doesn't die very easily to many other decks. Now, again, the Gaia decks, like Gaia Metarian, can output a lot of damage to just get through the Psychic threat, so, like, there's that. But, like, how does Sea Serpent beat Psychic? I don't really see that working out that well. I gotta go. Have a good one. See ya, Darth Victor. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, if I was talking about... So that's what I would like. If I'm talking about, like, health of the game, again, Dragons needs a hit. Gaia probably should be locked to only Gaia fusion monsters. And then that'd probably be it. Like, the Dragon fusion deck is actually so hard to address. I don't know how you fix this without fundamentally changing how the skill works. Because the problem is that you're trying... In order to play around it, you need to play very specifically. You want to, like, not summon a load of bosses. But, like, how do you win if you don't summon a load of bosses? It's not easy. Psychic should say something like, you only gain half the life points from your cards and effects. I mean, potentially. But then at what point do you then start trying to build with one of the old Psychic skills, but still using the cards without the half life point gain, right? Like, it's not an easy problem to solve, and I do sort of feel like the way that Konami wants to balance this is just to power creep. Like, we won't address anything that's problematic. We'll just print stuff. We'll just release stuff that's better or able to keep up. But then you get stuff that falls through the cracks, like, you know, the Pyro deck, like the Sea Serpents. Searching fusions, too good. They won't change skills. Also, Dragons, easy fix. Yeah? I would like I say, I want them to just change the Gaia skill so it just locks you into Dragons and Magical Knights. That makes the most sense. I don't think anyone can... Right, I think people can say they don't want that. I don't think anyone can justify that opinion other than, no, I like my deck. Because if you do, I'm sorry, you're dumb, right? If you think it's healthy. It's fun. I really like it as well. I'm saying that. But objectively, I think it is not healthy for the game. It's easy to fix high dragon deck. Fix the skill part of adding cards from level 5 and higher with X attack to level 7 or higher. I don't know if that actually fixes it. Like, how often are you getting boosts from level 5 compared to level 7s? Marco showed a meme of comparing Fleur skills and Gaia skill. I kind of smirk seeing it. I have seen a lot of people saying already that they think that Gaia is the new Fleur. And I kind of get it. Limit 3, one of the fusions. Change the skill so for each level 5 or higher. With more than 1500 or more attack, add some cards, blah blah blah. You only get one search if they have a The problem is, Manicus, that some decks won't even make a 28, right? What if you play against like Dark Galaxy or Light Galaxy, right? They're not going to have a 28. So I think at the very least you have to change that to 25. But even then, like some decks just won't play around it at all. I actually think you change the skill so it doesn't need your opponent's board whatsoever, which then just means your opponent then doesn't have to play around it, right? They just play their game regardless because you're going to get your skill regardless, right? That's how I think about it personally. So I think the big negative is, if you're playing smart, you now have to play a really boring game. And why force people to play boring? I'd almost rather just lose than have to be forcing the entire community to play in a really boring way. That won't punish you for having single tribute monsters on the field. Make Curse a Dragon, summon or Psychic Upper, summon, not trigger. The thing is, you shouldn't really be leaving Curse a Dragon or Psychic Upper on the field anyway. And I don't think that happens in enough games against Dragon where it's going to matter. Because especially if you know you're against Dragon, why would you summon a Curse a Dragon? Or why would you summon a Psychic Upper face up and leave it on the field? Like, I feel like at that point, like, you kind of doomed yourself, and there isn't really much of a good reason to just summon them out and leave them there anyway. Like, maybe you make the argument that summoning out Curse of Dragon is okay because you can boost up to 26 and try and attack over a 25 dragon, assuming the dragon player is left one on the board. Maybe you make the argument that Psychic or Psychic Upper can, like, we've got like 2 or 3 in our hand, we want to just get them out of our hand, so we summon them and just leave them on the field, but we want to get that extra 800 life points rather than just setting it, right? But even then, you don't need to do any of that, right? That's why we limit 3-1 of the fusions. Again, I think you have to lower the requirement to 25. I don't think you can have it at 28, because some decks just don't make 28s. So, no, people just be hopping on the latest deck and forget about creative abilities to build a deck. What does that mean? Again, first off, it's still early days. We've only had these cards for a few days. Beyond that, we've already seen like 4 different versions of these decks coming out. So everyone's being very creative already. So I'm not really sure what your point is, if I'm being honest. Now, I might be misunderstanding, and if I am, I do apologize, but I don't really understand what we're talking about there. I have 0 gem Gaia deck. What no one use it, and I have fun with it. I mean, again, if you're having a good time, Saka, that's great. Are you playing, like, pure Gaia? Like, are you just playing... Because I assume as a 0 gem, you don't have Metarian fusions. I assume you don't have hero fusions. Like, maybe you've got, like, a Flame Wingman. But I don't think just Flame Wingman is enough to warrant playing, like, hero Gaia. Pure Gaia. Exactly, but I think that's the way the deck's meant to be played, right? I think that's the cool way to play the deck, right? Again... It might not be the most fun version of the deck. Personally, I really like I say, I like the Hero Guy. I think Hero Guy is cool. I think it's cool to summon out the heroes. I think Blaze Wingman's a really cool boss monster, or Burst Wingman. But, again, it's still early days as well, right? This is just an early meta prediction. These are just early results. It might be, in a week's time, this completely flip-flops, and we just see Dragon, 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 right? That is possible. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Now, I don't get Hero Fusion with 3 free packs and only Metarian Fusion. What I can make is Spellcaster and Reptile. Good old Reptiles. Wait, Reptile? What Reptile do you have? You have, what, just the boss, Gunleon? Playing versus Gaia Hybrids is basically open Trap Hole or lose because you can't interact with it otherwise. Yes and no, Alpaca. So they still have to summon out enough guys to pop all of your back row to make it so your other traps don't work. I will say Trap Hole is definitely the most effective. It is most likely to come off. You are in a better position if you have Trap Hole. But as long as your widespread on a gate attack don't get popped, and again, they can pop lots and lots of back row, but they won't always be able to pop lots and lots of back row, right? I picked Dragon Pack. They might play through it. It's just a ton of interaction for us all. I mean, yeah, it's exactly what you said. There's a lack of interaction. And I think that is another big issue, is Gaia Metarian kills you out of nowhere. Gaia can sort of kill you out of nowhere, like pure Gaia, but not as easily as Gaia Metarian and Gaia Hero by extension. Again, Dragon Fusion kills you out of nowhere. Psychic doesn't do it as much, but can just kill you out of nowhere. But then you look at these other decks, like Sea Serpent. That's not going to kill you out of nowhere. E-Heroes, I mean, that's probably not going to kill you out of nowhere. It possibly could if it got very, a very, very good hand, but, like, it's probably not. Noodles, that's not going to kill you out of nowhere. What else we even got in the top? I mean, that's it. It's Matarian after that, which, again, can kill you out of nowhere. Now, I pick Dragon Pack for more easy remove spell traps and better. Nice. If we change the Gaia skill so it locks out the extra, then Dragon, etc., give us 2 direct attack Gaia. Ooh. So I think, Manicus, at some point, we're going to be getting all 3. I don't know if that's going to be anytime soon. So I actually think that Conqueror of Champions is fairly balanced from a once per time it hits the field, it gets to pop a back row. I think that's not too bad. The issue is it attacking directly is really good, especially when the skill boosts up to 32, which means theoretically you could just go very defensive, summon it out as a 32 direct attacker, and then on the following turn, make it again and kill your opponent. Now you can technically do that already, right? Because you can just recycle it, but it's an awkward one. It's an awkward one. Just because, again, you can just use it as, like, a 2 TK. If you can just make 2 of it, you're going to be doing, what, 5,800 direct if you can make 2 of it in a single turn? Which is still a lot. That's still a lot of damage. 5,800 direct attack. That's very easy to accomplish. The one from the new event with Snake Clown. Ah, I see. They need to add more trap cards to the game to deal with these decks. Mazza Forte. I agree. The issue, again, because this comes up a lot, and I am personally the champion of bring more trap cards to Duel Links, but it's awkward. It's not quite as simple as just release more traps, because some decks and some types have some trap cards that others don't. Then if you get into, like, just the generic stuff, the pool is now very, very limited. Some of those cards are either very, very underpowered or very, very overpowered, depending on, like, where it is. I don't know. It's awkward. It's very awkward. Matarian King Cobra Star is called the Reptile Fusion. Yes. Matarian King Cobra Star, and then there was also the, like, Predator Gunleon was, like, the other one or whatever. Konami wants OTKs, though. But why would Konami want OTKs? What is the benefit of that? Like, everyone's having a bad time? The game doesn't become about skill, it's just about who draws that OTK and kills the opponent, because we don't have the ways to prevent getting OTK'd. I just feel like it's the easiest way to, like, lose your players, is just to make the game an OTK game. Especially in Rush, right? It just feels like people specifically came to Rush because they want that old school feeling of long games, interaction, a lot of back and forth, right? OTKs are the exact opposite of that. So it's like, immediately alienate your player base doesn't sound like a smart decision. I kind of want an LP cap increase, but Psychic also exists. I feel the same, Ari. I mean, to be fair, you know, I think there was nothing wrong with 8k. I don't know why we dropped down to 6k in the first place. Just getting an extra 2k life points would alleviate a lot of issues in the format. Like, don't get me wrong, in OCG, there are still, like, OTKs that happen, but they're not crazy, like... It's not like every OCG game is being ended in an OTK. That's just not the format. So if they've managed that with, like, 5 times the card pool, then how are we in a situation where we're getting OTK'd constantly all the time, back and forth? We've had several OTK formats. It just seems really bad, right? I'm saying it's corny. People hop onto the current trend deck and leaving their creative ideas behind. But again, what does that mean, right? Because, again, to get creative, you need new stuff, and they're playing with the new stuff. Like, I could see the argument of, oh, some people are still playing Dragon Fusion. Some people are still playing Psychic Fusion. So they're not being very creative. Anyone using the new stuff, like, that is being creative. Like, by definition. So, it's supposed to be speed/rush. They want fast-paced duels. But there is there's a difference between a game having a fast pace and a game being over in one turn. right? I think there is a very big distinction between those two things. I personally think a healthy game of Rush is about 7 turns. I think 7 turns feels about right. A little bit of back and forth. You know, I'll summon my guys, I'll break your board, you summon your guys, you break my board. I summon my guys, I break your board, you summon your guys, you break my board. 7 turns, about 10 minutes. Feels about right. That's still quicker than, well, I guess to be fair, a lot of OCG's games can be over in about 7 turns as well. Either way, like, I think 5 to 7 is kind of the sweet spot. That's kind of the number I like to see. I don't like it when... Because sometimes games go on for, like, 5 to 7 turns, but there hasn't actually been 5 to 7 turns of gameplay, right? It's been like, I just set, pass, dead, right? That's not very interesting, right? How does OCG compare to Duel Links in that regard? So OCG is an interesting can of worms. So OCG has had a lot of Tier 0 formats. Now, I would say that now, at the point right now, we have had less time in Tier 0 than we have had in Tier 0, but especially at the start, like the very first couple of years were very Tier 0, or they were like Tier 0 adjacent, where like some people would be like, oh, there were more than just the one deck, but it was like, well, yeah, but they're still doing basically the same thing. Fundamentally, these decks are the same deck. It's like, it's not an easy like comparison to make. And again, like I say, there are still OTKs going around. We do have, again, more tools to facilitate OTKs. We have Jinzo. We have a lot of the Jinzo support cards that do similar things to Jinzo. We have Heavy Storm. We have Giant Trunade. So then if you can just make monsters that can just do a shit ton of damage, you can just end the game on the spot because you basically removed all possibility for your opponent to interact, which personally I'm not a big fan of. I don't like those cards. I don't like Jinzo, Heavy Storm, Giant Trunade because, again, they remove interaction. And in my opinion, interaction good. Like, we should be expending interaction as we play, and then run out of interaction, and then the game ends, right? I think that's a more enjoyable gameplay loop. Well, you can't blame them. That's how the meta work. Also, people get new Gaia for free, so people will test it. Yes, I mean, that is another thing. On ladder right now, they do have the loner decks, and the loner decks are very... Like, the loner decks are not quite full power, but like they're very close to a lot of these different decks, and a lot of people will just be trying them out. So you'll be having a lot of people playing these decks that otherwise wouldn't be there. So like I was going through my replays for the Gaia Hero deck video, and a lot of people I was against were just on loner decks. So it's like, I don't know if this is an accurate representation of how the list is going to perform, because I'm playing against people that don't usually play this format because they're playing loner decks, which means they might not be playing as well as a player that plays purely Rush. Again, the deck build isn't going to be 100% accurate, and it's very obvious to tell when you're playing against lone decks. There are like some very sus inclusions. I'm not saying it's smart or right. I agree with you, but Konami unfortunately don't. Yeah, it is a shame. I just don't get the logic, right, behind doing it. Part of me wonders if it's like an accident, right? If they didn't intend for things to work out a certain way. Because apparently, like, I don't know the ins and outs of, like, how Konami work, especially, like, the game dev team, but I have heard in the past people saying that, like, Konami have outwardly come out and said they don't playtest a lot of their stuff. And sometimes I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And sometimes I'm like, this has come out very, very well. And I'm like, I don't know how you've done this without playtesting. Gaia and Hero deck is already created. Yeah, but it was created like 2 days ago. I don't know. Gaia is just cool, man. People are gonna play it. The hybrid/pure Gaia builds were formally released like less than 3 days ago. I don't know what you want from this format. Yeah, I also don't really... I just want people to continue to use their creative talents versus hopping on the bandwagon. I don't, like... But then as soon as anything does well, everyone starts playing it. And therefore, by that logic, nothing will ever be creative. So I really don't understand the logic. I really don't understand the logic. The loner decks are indeed decks. They are indeed. And play the underwhelming Pyro / Sea Serpent. Lol, why would they shoot themselves in the foot? I mean, that's what we're going to do today, Ari. We're going to shoot ourselves so hard. Gaia does allow for the most flexibilities in the card pool, unironically. So, I mean, yeah. True. Hikari's in the chat. Hello, Tomato. Hello, chat. Can't stay today. I wish everyone has a wonderful time. We'll do a quick shout out to Hikari since she has stopped by. So that is Hikari SSS. There we go. Quick shout out to Hikari. Thanks for stopping by, Hikari. Hello, Hikari-chan. I hope you're having a great day. If you had to rank the decks in tier, what would it be? It's early days. It's very early days. So I personally think I would probably set it up as tier 1 would be dragons. Probably I'd have Gaia Metarian up there and Psychic all as tier 1. Tier 2, I would put Gaia Hero along with pure Gaia. And then tier 3, it would probably be... That's when it gets a little bit weird. Like, I think, like, Cyber Dragon probably goes on there. Like, that deck's still fine. Red Boot, I don't know if I'd have that in tier 3 or a bit lower, but, like, that deck is still performing. I think Warrior Fusion, even, like, is not in a bad spot. I think tier 3 is where stuff gets a bit weird. It starts getting a bit muddled. I gotta say, the new Pyro bosses are some of the best looking cards. Yes, artwork, they are. Oh, so perfect, so lovely. My goat Tomato, Gaia Cope, or no. Hello, MVP. I suppose I'll call you Duncan? Duncan seems to make more sense, so I'll call you Duncan. Yes, I think Gaia is decent. I mean, the results kind of speak for themselves. Bearing in mind, this is still early days, right? We are seeing Gaia and Gaia Metarian are winning. We're seeing Gaia Metarians making a lot of tops. So, like, it's definitely performing well. I don't think it would be a bad investment to play the Gaia, right? Because, again, the cards are all free. The only real question mark is, like, do you go for the box 3 times to get the Monster Calling? I personally think Monster Calling is a good card, but a lot of the, like, hybrid decks aren't playing it. So, there is that. There is that. But yeah, that is basically it for like the meta breakdown. There isn't really much more to say beyond that, right? So we'll probably go ahead and hop into some games. So we're just going to be playing some lovely, lovely Pyro and hoping we don't get absolutely destroyed. I didn't watch Go Rush, but just from hearing the name Maddox, you'd assume Bro's a villain. Well, his name was originally Manabu. So he does kind of start out as a minor antagonist and then kind of joins the good guy side. But, you know, most important drops are the cleaning cards in ranked for real, for real. We don't even have the good one. We don't have clean Skatir. Makes me sad. Alright. Let's see if we can try and find some wins with this deck. Not the greatest open. I think we do this. I think I'd rather have 2 monsters on the field than get the extra value of summoning this from the graveyard. And I don't really want to, like, just leave this on the field. This is probably going to protect me from more damage. But I guess it depends what he does. Okay, so we're taking 21. If we had set this, we probably would have taken 29. So it's not actually a huge difference. He goes straight to battle. He's going to clear over these. That's fine. Wear sleeves? I mean, we just don't have sleeves. Hey, Barry. Welcome, welcome. I mean, this is not a bad hand. We'll go Ember. We'll go Flame Ruler. We'll go Fiery Blaze. We'll go ahead and pop this. We'll go Fiery Blaze. We'll go ahead and pop this. We'll go ahead and special summon Chromatographicus. I mean, we could just mill 3, but, like, is there even a reason to mill 3? I mean, like, I could add a level 7 effect monster to my hand. Like, what is the actual benefit of that? I guess I kind of want to do this because if we send the third... Wait, what do we have? Oh, I can just grab these? Oh, it's level 7 or lower. Right, that's actually really important. Okay, we'll summon this. That is, now that I understand how that, because I think I did read that correctly the first time, but I've completely forgotten what that done since I've done the reveals and since, like, now. Right, that is actually a lot better. That is a lot better. You can add level 4. There we go, there we go. Finally, the Pyro noodle deck. This is not the noodles, because the noodles don't work with the skill. We are also down to 34 already, which is not ideal. We might just die here. On my cog, rank up against Guy Matarian. I'm cooked. I'm battling against RNG. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Chemicalized deck, that's how it's called. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, buddy. Okay. Assault cannon. Go ahead and reduce. Set 2 to back row, straight to battle. Oh no. But I can literally just bring that back if I want to. Oh, all the boys are coming out today. I mean, he's got 2 back row, which makes me not want to, like, go super duper crazy aggro, but, like, I do want to get some of the stuff at my hand either way. All set. Right. We have to summon, though. Ah, I've already kind of messed this up. What I should have done is summon this face up. That would have made this a lot better. But it's fine. We'll make do. We'll tribute. Summon this out. I'm going to set this. I'm not going to activate this because I would rather... Mind you, is it going to be lethal if I don't? Let's use this for now. And we'll put 1, 2, and 3 back in the deck. I mean, that's what? 8 off of 25 is 17. 17 times 2 is going to be 34. And that'd be 400. That's not lethal? Oh, that's annoying. Right, we'll just go to battle, I think. Right, he's got something anyway, so it didn't matter. And straight up with the NA. I mean, that's fine, right? Unless he does like a massive fusion play, we should be okay either way. They don't have fusion spells. It's over for them. I mean, all you need is good back row. Him having 2 back row meant like I was pretty sure we weren't winning the game either way, but I wanted to have enough damage to threaten lethals to force him to use back row. Okay, he doesn't have a regular sight. Oh, he does have a regular sight. Oh, yeah, he had one from very early on. So he's going to pop the Salamander. If he doesn't have back row hate, though, we should be fine regardless. We'll see what he does, though. What's the most annoying thing he could do? Like, get out a Cyber Twin would be the most annoying. Cybernetic combat customization. I won. The RNG gods bless me. Congratulations, Kira. I hope your COD games are amazing. Hello, Icy Gamer. Hello, hello, my friend. How are you doing this fine day? I did actually see your latest prediction video, Icy. Very, very good. There's a little shout out for the Icy Gamer himself. Alright, so now we just, like... I'd be a lot happier if I had a back row hate card, let's put it that way. No matter how I do this, it doesn't really matter, right? This can get me an extra 800 attack. I don't think I need an extra 800 attack. If we use that, we get that. If I do that, we get that. Alright, let's summon out Ember. Why is my skill not gone off? Do I need to summon a normal monster? Normal monster face up. Okay, that's fine. We'll summon out Ember. Then I'll activate my skill. Then I'll grab back... Wait, do I even need the Salamander for this hand? We really don't. Ah, screw it, we'll grab this. So I needed that to not be on the field, is my primary issue here. Okay, we're slowly getting there, we're slowly getting there. Right, we'll just order back this. We'll activate his effects. We need to make sure that we're actually playing this, playing everything in the right order. That's something we're not doing particularly well at the moment. But it's okay, it's our first game with the deck. We're going to get there eventually. Right, so now we just need him not to have slime. Of course, his sets were slime and NA. Of course they were. Why wouldn't they be? For a slime and NA, and we had no back row hate. Ugh. That's annoying. That is annoying. Nice, yeah. I've been playing the Gaia Rush deck in Rush. Been fun. Nice. Are you playing the Pure Gaia or the Hero Gaia or both? I saw you put a video up of Hero Gaia. I don't remember if you had one for Pure Gaia or not. My opponent just drew his hand, then DC'd in my cog. Rank up. Nice. Hello, Dre. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you're playing Pyro this time, huh? For now we are, but... Unfortunately, I mean, to be fair, we would have won, like, twice over already if he didn't just have all the right trap cards and we just didn't have no back row to stop him whatsoever. The other issue is, if he summons out Ancient Gear Golem, we might be in a bit of an awkward spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not Ancient Gear Golem. Well, Ancient Gear Golem would probably be fine. It's the other one. It's a Cyber End Dragon. Would probably be a problematic card. Adding Yoshi as an NPC is kind of a missed opportunity. I mean, like, the Beast Gear cards are literally there. I mean, yeah, getting Yoshi as an NPC would be really good. Like, he's one of my favorite characters from Sevens. Like, it's just so ridiculous that I absolutely love it. And Beast Gear is just a cool deck. Like, it's not a very good deck. It's a cool deck. But we will be getting a second wave of Beast Gear stuff eventually. Okay, this is where stuff gets a little bit funky. So he now needs to make the decision. I mean, you just make Twin here, right? I think if he makes End, I might be in a better spot. Okay, yeah, so he is making Twin. So we're getting our whole board beaten. And a 14 on top. I mean, no, we're not dead, but we're taking a lot of damage. If we get... I mean, we have lots of ways to just, like, cheat guys out. So, like, we should be fine. I can reduce his attack down by a lot and potentially just end the game on the spot. There we go. Yeah, we're just going to win. So we'll go Germaloo. Activate our skill. I'll grab back Chemicalized Salamander. We'll summon out Dr. Redrobe. Tribute over both. Summon out Ember. Activate Ember effect. GG! Alright, well that was our first game. I guess we'll save that replay. We made a bunch of misplays, but why not? First game of the day. We're getting there, we're getting there. Hero Gaia, yeah, what is the best variant you think, by the way? So we were just going over this. In my opinion, and this is backed up by the data as well, I think that the Gaia Matarian list is the best. I mean, as you can see, Gaia Matarian is this like lovely big blue bit here. This seems to be the best performing. I feel like on paper as well, it just is the best version of the deck. It especially is good because people are playing Hero, Hero Gaia, and Gaia, which all do have warrior monsters. Gaia less so, because the pure Gaia tends to summon out warriors and then immediately get rid of them. But because of that, Ashura Star gets like extra value. And I do think that Ashura Star and Vritra Star as two different versions is like, it gives you a lot more versatility than just the Blaze Wingman or Burst Wingman. Go back, go back. I mean, that's why I say I don't like to cog early. I never like to cog early because one, it's harder to find games. And two, the level of player gets really wonky when you get up to cog because people aren't trying to win then. They're just kind of playing whatever. Right, but we got a win on the board. We got a win on the board. I see, it makes sense. Yeah, it's one of those awkward ones. Not my fault. I just kept playing and winning, suffering from success. But that's why you just throw the fifth game if you want to stay out of it. So I have accidentally cogged so many times when I didn't want to cog, just because I just haven't been paying attention. Okay, so we can't use our skill because it's still way too early. We're against dragons. How the hell do we beat dragons? We have to just like go aggressive, but we can't go aggressive yet. So I guess we just do this. Funnily enough, I did actually play in a Japanese point battle yesterday. And I did do okay. We didn't like get like top 5 or anything, but we did okay in the point battle. And one of the big reasons we did so well, because we were actually playing a Pyro deck, but we were playing the Noodle variant. And we actually had a really, really good win rate into dragons because we basically could just manipulate everything that they wanted to do. So we could like have them playing our game effectively. This is where stuff gets a little bit tricky though, because it's like we probably want to just like clear this board up. Something level 7 or higher. Right. We will tribute these two. Summon this out. Do we just set? Like, cause I could ram in, but like, is there a reason to right now? Probably not. I think we just set and set. We'll go to battle, and we'll just swing. I would have liked to get like the trigger off for summoning a normal monster, but it's like, it's kind of whatever. The other issue here is that now we have this on the board, his skill's now turned on. So he can now just absolutely bully us. Okay, losing that is like not the end of the world. It's kind of fine. Time to make an ult and get the free Gaia deck. True. Guessing the deck works fine with 2 Salamander? I mean, kind of. I think it'll work to an okay degree. The thing is, what the Pyro deck is really good at is just spamming out boss monsters. Like, if we take a look, you've got 2 tributes for a boss monster. This gets you a free +1, so you can tribute out a boss monster. This cheats out boss monsters. This also gets out 3 of your boss monsters. So the deck is like really good at just getting bosses onto the board. And not much else. I mean, we'll use this. We're just going to hope that we hit the not fusion. A trap would be nice. There we go. That's what we want to hit. Unfortunately, this still doesn't really accomplish a ton. We only have 2 cards in the graveyard, so we can't even use his effect. We can't normal summon, so we can't do that either. So I think we just go straight to battle, and we just swing over. We're in a really weird spot where we've kind of clogged up our field. Also for the non-committed and those who with too much free time. The thing is, right, I think a lot of people misconceive how playing an ult works. Playing an ult is very, very easy. It's like, it takes, what, 5 to 10 minutes to play your auto duels? Like, it really doesn't take long. Like, some people are like, oh, if you've got an ult, no, you've got to be grinding it. You've got to be playing it as much as your main. If you're not doing that, then, oh, you just don't have the time to like, spend in it. It's like, that's not really how that works. Like, it doesn't take much time to play on an ult every day. Like, I have an ult. I spend maximum of, like, 21 minutes-ish on it every day. And that's, like, little 7-minute bursts 3 times a day. Okay, I think we're probably going to die here quite easily. I don't think there's really much we can do about it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Do you ever join official Rush dual point battle in Duel Links? So I play in the competitive ones, which are the Japanese ones run by Nanao. I play in them like a bit, but I do not play... Well, first off, there aren't really official ones other than the JP exclusive ones. 7 shift comes down. Out comes Dragius. So slam over 2000, slam over that. You then have to slam over that. So it's 3000 plus 15. No, we're just dead, right? Slam, 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 slam. Yeah, we are just dead. Yeah, again, I do not think the Pyro deck physically can beat the Dragon deck. I do not think it is physically possible for this deck to win. Like, straight up. Are you playing Go Rush Grand Prix today? Yes. We're not going to be playing the whole thing, so we've got Rush Rivals on today. Yeah, I personally, I think we are going to have a 0% win rate against Dragons. I think our deck physically does not have the capacity to beat Dragons unless Dragons hard brick. Unless, like, the pilot is a, like, mouth-breathing moron, or they literally hard brick, we are just not going to be able to beat any Dragon decks we play against. This deck just doesn't have the tools to do so. We just straight up don't have the ability to beat them. Are you running TSA or Fire Scales? Fire Scales is garbage. We're not playing that crap. I'll tell you that right now. Wait, how long are you streaming today? We're going to be streaming until about 4 my time. So about another 2-ish hours. And then we'll have a break, and then we'll come back at 9 for Rush Rivals. This deck would be strong last year. I mean, basically, right? Right, we'll get this turn going before we do anything else. I don't really like having these bosses in the hand. He hasn't got a skill. I don't know if that's, like, a big tell. Or summon, or tribute Chromatographicus out. We'll leave him in attack mode. We'll set this, and we'll pass. I really wish we could add other low levels that are not Pyro, so we can add stuff like Performer/Raptor and force opponents' mills to strengthen the Salamander effect. I mean, potentially, that would be really nice. But it still doesn't, like, change the fundamental issue of the deck, which is, like, not having any way to get damage through. Are you playing... wait, how long are you streaming? Rush Rivals? What's that? Who knows? Who knows? I beat Dragons 1 time with them, but I'm using Stop Defense for obvious reasons. The thing is, Stop Defense is still, like, garbage. Like, it's still bad. Right? It's just, it still doesn't do enough. Because, like, at that point, what you're now saying is, I'm going to use Stop Defense. I'm going to hope my opponent's just playing really low attack monsters. I'm going to hope they've put low attack monsters on the field in defense position. Realistically, you're not going to be getting any value out of Salamander unless it's, like, super late into the game anyway. Not to mention the spell trap space is still going to be quite tight anyway. Like, you're basically, like, the only way I'm going to win is by cheesing the win. And to be fair, if that's the only option, yeah, sure, right? But I still don't think it's good. Thought you're going to stream till then? That makes sense. Yeah, no, I could not do that. Okay, is this going to be a Gaia player is the question. Double Essel. We've milled Sphildra, and we have milled the Poly, so it's probably just a Gaia player. Summons out Battle Tested, activate the skill. Now I found Dream easy. I feel you have to play the deck a little fast and loose, kind of high rolly. Doesn't have much going for it at the most, so better to lean to that what it can do. I mean, I guess. The problem is that's a really boring way to play the deck. Like, the deck is meant to be a grind deck. And, like, playing it fast and loose is basically... It's like playing the old Light Galaxy deck, but playing, like, a really shit version of it. And it's like, why would I want to play, like, a really shit version of an old deck when I could just play, like, a not shit version, I guess. I mean, I guess we're doing this either way. We'll go Ember. Ember effect. We'll get out Chromatographicus. We'll go ahead and activate our skill. I'll grab back an Ember. Then all we can really do is kind of play the defensive game here. I guess the only other thing we could have done would have been to normal summon this Ember, then use the skill, but then we still wouldn't have gained the attack boost because we would have had to tribute 2 anyway. What do you think of the equip animation? I mean, it looks fine. It's the same from the anime, so... Yeah, it's a little stale, but if it works, it works. The thing is, like, I don't think it matters if it works, if it's, like, still horrendously bad and you're basically just hoping to sack your opponent. I'd almost rather play the deck the way it was intended and have, like, an okay matchup against some decks and just accept that you're going to lose to dragons, rather than, like, playing this, like, all-in style that's going to probably lose a lot of games just to not drawing the God Hand. So we'd have to normal summon something first. Right, let's go Pot of Greed first. Okay, that's not bad. Then I will... And we still have one engraved, right? No, we do have that engraved now. So I can activate that if I want to get that out. So I just want to summon anything for now. So I'll summon out Germalu. We'll go ahead and activate our skill. And sure, I'll grab something back. Chromatographicus, welcome back to the hand. We will go ahead and activate Fiery Blaze. We'll pop this. Then we will tribute 1, tribute 2, summon this. We'll go ahead and activate Ember. We'll bring out Chromatographicus. We'll summon out Flame Ruler. Tribute it to summon out the Salamander. Activate Salamander. I actually think we're probably going to start putting these back in. I was trying to have it in such a way where I kept him in graveyard so I could reuse him every turn, but I don't think it was necessary. I mean, we'll save that one. It's not a particularly impressive one, but we got to, like, do our thing at the very least, which is a good showcase of that. Really a tragic thing for this deck into Gaia is Harvey just free pops art, actually. Yeah, I mean, not everyone's playing the Gaia, I suppose, which is, like, something. So, oh, sure. Why not? Why not post that? All that for, like, 300 attack? 300 attack, yeah! That's all we need, though. That's all we need. When does Big Bang Shot come out in Rush? It does not. There are some type-specific ones, Galaxy being, like, the big one. Obviously, you know, we got the Rush Horn already, which is just the piercing for machines. Gross. It's another one of those dragon decks. Again, I don't think we're going to win this, but we'll play it out. We'll see what we can do. Rank Referee, hello. Is Analyzed Phlogiston any useful for this deck? No. So, the issue Analyzed Phlogiston has is, first off, getting the effect off is so difficult. It's just not even worth it. Second, it only works on level 8 or lower, so it's not going to work against half the field anyway. And your deck is already good at dealing with face-up monsters, right? That's what Chemicalized Salamander does. So it's like... It's just like 3 different ways that it's not good. Like, it's very awkward. It's very awkward. Alright, we'll summon out Flame Ruler. We'll summon out Ember. We'll drop Fiery Blaze. We'll just get rid of the middle one. Sure. Nice hit. We'll activate Ember. We'll bring out Chromatographicus. Activate our skill. Yes. I mean, I could bring him out or just bring that out in defense. Either way doesn't make too much difference to me. Either way, we're only getting a maximum of 25 damage in. I think we'll take the Achi because it doesn't turn on his skill quite as much. Alright, we're going to get greedy because I really want to get that 2500 damage in. Because that could have just been a 1500 defender. Like, was it Dragosite, I think it's called? Hello, VN Penguin. How are you doing, my friend? Rush Horn skill is pretty good. I can get out every turn because of the skill. Yes, that is sort of what we were hoping for Pyro. We wanted, like, release the noodle piercing skill and then let us recycle it every turn. It's kind of what we were hoping for. Now, evidently, we didn't get that. So, that's not great, but... Oh no, Dragon's Inferno! Ah, no, not my secret order! So if he just has everything he needs, we are just dead. So here comes the boy. He's activating this effect. If the last two cards are both Fusion and the Dragon, we are dead. But he would have had to, like, hard get them both. Okay. This could have been a lot worse. But we are now in a situation where as soon as he gets out his Mirror Gear Star, we are just dead, and there's nothing we can do about it. That's not actually awful for a hand, to be perfectly honest. How do we want to play this, though? I'd really like to have some, like, decent back row hate. We also have only one normal in the graveyard, and it's not helpful. Okay. So, if I use that, I can cheat one. We have to summon this to get its effect off either way. We'll go ahead and use Fatal Roar. Then we can use that to bring back a body. There's no real reason to do much else. That can cheat one out anyway. We want to tribute over this, so we're going to use that to tribute over it anyway. That's going to bring that out, which means I don't really need anything, to be honest. Sure. I'll grab you. So we'll normal this. We will tribute 1. Tribute 2. We'll flip you. Activate your effect. Bring you out. We'll activate Secret Order. We'll bring you out. We'll activate your effects. We do need some normal monsters back in the deck as well, to be honest. I guess I don't need you just sat in the graveyard. Surely he will just have nothing, guys. Surely he will just have nothing. Come on, guys. Surely he'll have nothing. Surely, guys. Guys, no. It's not fair. Okay, so he kept the card in his hand, so he has a boss, which means our win con now is that he doesn't draw the dragon, because he's already searched it with the skill. So if he just hard draws a dragon, we are just dead no matter what. We are also dead if he just has Mirror Gears and any level 7 dragon. But if he doesn't have either of those things, we get to, like, struggle. But also, if he just sets 3 monsters, we're still just dead anyway, because he just gets another turn to draw a brand new hand. So, like, our win con is he doesn't have 2 bosses in hand. He doesn't have the dragon. Well, that's already letting us down quite badly. And that he doesn't have 3 monsters to set on the field. That is our win con. But have you considered Analyze Phlogiston? Looks really cool. I'm not the biggest fan of Phlogiston. I like the other boss. Like, I like Salamandra. I think Chromatographicus looks cool. And I think that... Is the last card in his hand also the dragon, just so he's got, like, the actual god hand? Oh, no god hand. No god hand. Okay, we are still dead, though. There's nothing we can do about this. Yeah, so he gets another card, which is, like... I can't remember if it's Chemicalized Phoenix or something, but it's, like... It's not the maximum, it's a different Phoenix. And I think that card looks really cool as well. I mean, we'll save the replay, sure. Why not? We're going to need some dragon replays in here at some point. But yeah, I don't know. This deck, again, I think... The way that we've built this deck is going to give it the best chance against everything that isn't dragon, and basically just cannot beat dragons. That's kind of how we've got this at the moment. But I think if we build it to beat dragons, or to try, we're still not going to beat dragons that often, and we're going to lose more often to non-dragons. But I still think this is going to be the way to go. If only the salamander reduced monsters by 300 and not by 100 for every monster. Well, the issue then is it just becomes set all your opponent's attack to 0, which is very, very strong for a card that you summon from deck rather than, like, extra deck. This is, like, a really awkward hand because, again, we're against dragons. Which means we can't really slap a 7 on the board and just let him combo off for free. Bligden looks too much like Mirageus. My boy Tomato is traumatized. I mean, I don't mind Mirageus. I think Mirageus is a cool boss. Tributes 2, summons out the Dragius. We have no trap cards, so we can't do anything about this anyway. We're losing 5,500 damage. So let's just let's just go next, guys. I think realistically, if we do queue into dragons, I don't think there's a point in playing it out. I think we just scoop the second we see a Luke. Because, like, I think we're just wasting everyone's time. We already know we're going to lose it. We're just literally, like, going through the motions as soon as we run into a Luke. Like, again, we can build the deck differently to try and have a chance against dragons. But the deck would be worse for doing it. But we would not have to scoop against every dragon player that we see. Like, I feel like it's not... There's no, like, good answer. The answer really is the Pyro deck is just shit. It doesn't have the tools it needs to have. Which, like, is so sad to say, but it's just the facts. That's just true. What do you think about dragons will be hit at Mirageus for 3 after Goha Cup? I think it needs to get hit somehow, but I think fundamentally it needs a skill nerf. I think that's what it really needs. Right, let's drop the Pot of Greed. Right, we have bosses. We'll go Gerbiloo. We'll activate our skill. We'll grab back the Chromatographicus. We will... I mean, I want this in the graveyard either way. So we'll set. The issue is... he's only got 2 monsters in grave. So unless I get a second copy of Salamander, we can't do anything anyway. We have no way to send a monster to the graveyard before we get a go. As much as this kind of sucks, I think we probably just get this guy out. Set this. Just attack over this. Because without having a Ember or 2 uses of the skill, we just can't do anything here. I mean, not really a lot we can do with this information even. I mean... really, the Pyro deck is just bad. Like, this deck is just straight up bad. I think this deck isn't even going to be remotely tier 3. I think this is going to be, like... not even high rogue. This is just going to be, like, low rogue. How would you nerf the dragon skill? I think you need to make it so it doesn't just give you a free +2. I think, again, fundamentally the issue with the dragon skill is that it can be played around, and that causes, like, really unfun gameplay loops. But, like, in terms of its, like, overall power, it's just Mirageus Star is too good, right? That's what it comes down to. Mirageus to 2 in order to remove negate attack from the deck. I mean, that's potentially something you could do. I would have set the ruler. Normal triggers this set next turn. Normal triggers the skill next turn. I mean, I'm not too worried about that. We're probably going to draw it into something anyway. Shuffle back to add cards is a good fix too for each deck. That still doesn't like fundamentally change the situation though, Manicus. That's the issue. That doesn't like, it doesn't suddenly make us able to like clear his board or anything. Now that thing will hit very hurt to dragons. I mean, yeah. This guy won Hikari tournament yesterday. Oh, was it this guy? High hit AMR. Also, welcome on in, Quantum. How are you doing, my friend? Bam! There you go, there's your shout out. You enjoy that. I think we're just dead, right? I'm pretty sure we're just dead. God, guys, the Pyro deck is shit. It's so bad. Anyone, because the problem is, right, I keep getting people they'll come in, or they'll be on like the Discord or something, or they'll be in like YouTube comments, and they'll be like, oh man, I played Pyro in silver and I won like 6 games. The deck's so good. And then like you actually play the deck, and like you already knew going into it. You knew going into it was going to be dog shit. But you play it and you're like, what was those people smoking? It's like, exactly. It can't be that bad. The deck just doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any way to get damage in through set 3. Like, it's just straight up bad. You have to play, like, out of archetype cards to make it do anything. And then that just fills in so much, like, space. Like, it's so bad. The deck is genuinely just ass. If I summon that, I get a mill 3 and I can grab something back. I can grab that back, but then what does that get me? I think I need to get a second salamander either way, so we might as well do this. I mean, just adding something back is fine. We'll just grab this. We'll set. We'll go ahead and tribute 2 to get this out. Still no Achi either, which kind of sucks. We'll go Secret Order. We'll bring this out. We'll set this. We will go ahead and activate Salamander's effect. I don't even know if getting those back is going to do anything, but we'll give it a go. We'll set this. We will go to battle. Swing over that. And we'll swing over that. There's not really anything else we can do off this. Whereas we know it's bad, but we still want to play it, so we try to make it work, but when it doesn't, don't start saying it's actually broken. Exactly. It's one of those things, right? Again, I really like these cards. To be fair, I think the most competitive version of this deck is going to be using the Noodle Art Reboot skill. And for me, the reason comes down to, if you don't have a way to get through set 3, your deck is just always going to be kind of shit. Like, historically, there haven't really been many decks that have performed well outside of decks that can beat set 3, right? You need piercing, you need to be able to destroy face downs, you need to be able to change monsters to attack position, you need burn damage, you need something, right? You need something. And the Noodle Art Reboot skill lets you do 2 different things, right? It lets you either make your board really, really big using the regular spice, and then you can lean into that side of the deck and just make massive pillars of attack and try and attack over your opponent's board. Or you can play like the control burn version of the deck, which, again, I wouldn't say is particularly good. Realistically, it's just not. Alright, Ashura Star comes down. The issue is, because this can attack over this for just 17, so we are just dead. There's nothing we can do about it. If you open Dictionary and search hot garbage, you'll see Pyro's picture. It's just one of those things as well, where like, the deck will be good eventually. When we get the rest of the support, right? When we get the fusion stuff, it will suddenly be a lot better. when we get the maximum, suddenly the deck starts to feel a lot better. But, like, right now, this is just awful. Like, the deck has, like, no real redeeming qualities. It's just so sad. Well, we'll just keep going, I guess. It feels bad to, like, queue up knowing you're going to get your ass pushed in. Like, it's actually so rough. You think Pyro would be good into Gaia because lots of high defense into piercing deck, but even that's not enough. I mean, we did beat a Gaia earlier, and to be fair, we drew like complete dog there. Like, if we had had the ability to reduce the... Because, like, he basically turn 1 Ashura Star, right? If he didn't do that, which, to be fair, dropping an Ashura Star turn 1, if that gets outed, he is in such a shitty position. So I think I would actually make the argument that he played badly. Alright, we're going to set. I think we'll summon this out here. Like, with 2 of these in hand, I don't think we can afford to not, and we're just going to leave it face up, because I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. This deck feels bad. This deck is bad. This deck is awful. But I mean, it's what it is, right? It's Pyro. Pyro's dog shit. What can we do about it? We still need to test it, right? We need to see, like, what its pros and cons are. Okay, we're just against Gaia. Let's see what he does here. Will Zuijo deck get better when we get their fusions and Dark Hole and cards that recycle it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean, you gotta remember, Dark Hole in itself is a game changer, right? Zuijo's fusions are, in general, like, pretty good. Like, they're not, like, super busted good, but, like, for Duel Link's power level, yeah, they're gonna be really good. Oh, there goes the order. Gets his 3+. So that's another back row, okay. I'm gonna take a Hundy, which is, like, fine. This is a little bit awkward for us, but we can probably manage. Let's go Jamalu. Activate the skill. I think we need the second Chromat, so we're going to add that. We'll summon out the Ember. We'll drop the Blaze. We'll pop just one of the back row. I mean, it's completely 50-50. We have no idea which one's which, so... Neat. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Summon out the Chromat. We'll summon out Ember. Activate Ember. Bring out the Chromat. Go to battle. We'll swing over with this. And we get 25. Okay, that actually went a little bit better than I was expecting. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he has. Oh yeah, Dark Hole, exactly what we need in our 6k life points OTK heavy format. It's like some people were really pushing before for getting Magic Cylinder. As like, oh, Magic Cylinder means I won't get OTK'd. It's like, Magic Cylinder just means you'll OTK your opponent with their OTK. Like, that doesn't fix the issue. That just means that you'll be like, haha, I didn't lose. You lost instead. But it's the same problem of people just dying in one turn. Imagine he had a combustion there. I mean, we can't play around it. Like, we need to get damage in where we can. Adds Curse of Dragon to hand. That means he's already got another one. That means he hard drew double battle tested, would be my guess. Goes into Swift. Activates Poly. Probably goes into another Swift. Is it going to be another battle tested from hand, or is he playing Swift or Vanilla? He's playing Vanilla, okay. So Swift comes down. Then he's going to play that card as well. Then we'll get a free draw. And then because he's not me, he'll immediately be able to play it on the field and get another free draw. Yeah. And now he gets another free draw. And then again, because he's not me, it'll be a spell trap, so he'll set it on the field immediately. Ah, but I am so good at this game, bro. I know exactly what he's going to do before he even does it. Every time, by the way, that I use this fucking effect, every time I use Swift Gaia, it always draws me into a, like, Curse of Dragon. And I'm like, well, I don't even get the free second plus off the second Swift Gaia. Yeah, you can go fuck yourself, mate. Oh, Christ. This is not going well. This is not going remotely well. God Magic Cylinder. Haven't heard that name in a while. Magic Cylinder is the most played legend trap in OCG. And it's so unbelievably powerful. It's Hans. I don't think we can beat Psychic even. Realistically. I'll tell you, we'll give Hans the win. We'll just give Hans the win, and then he can just have his free rank up. We don't need to play that. That's our little favor to Hans. We'll just give him the freebie. Let him have his rank up. That "go fuck yourself" mate was personal. I felt that in my soul. It's just like, it's one of those things, right? Every time I use like the RNG style effect, it'll always be like, oh yeah, here's a dead card. You can't do anything with it. And I'm just like, you just get exactly what you need, into exactly what you need, into exactly what you need. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah, I think we just do this, right? This is the only issue. I don't know if I like And Magma Bear. And Magma Bear very, 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 very rarely ever comes up. But, like, potentially it still does get you an extra boss, which makes me feel more comfortable running 6 bosses. Oh, God, it's just another Gaia Metarion, bro. Jesus. Is this what ladder is now? Is ladder just Gaia Metarion and Dragon spam? Is that it? Because if it is, we can't win with Pyros. We're not going to get any climbing done whatsoever. We need to fight against, like, the other decks. Like anything else. Thinking, what if Fatal Roar is not the best skill for Chemicalized? Yeah, we already know that. Well, I mean... No, for Chemicalized specifically, no, there's nothing else. There's nothing else. Yep, and Hikari is to blame. She made that clear, right? Well, I think the Japanese players actually came out with the deck before Hikari did, but... Like, there were builds already floating around on Twitter, like, days before it came out. Thoughts on the Pure Hero deck? Pure Hero has potential. It has everything it needs to, like, compete. It's just like, can it compete very well against what's currently out there? The skill doesn't plus, which is like kind of a big negative compared to like the other options. Because like Hero Gaia, right? You just get a skill that gives you a +2, which is kind of insane. On top of that, I would say it's a warrior-focused deck, and Metarion Gaia is a big deck that is going around right now. So playing a warrior-focused deck is probably not in your best interest. We tribute summoned. Then we're going to fuse from hand. Okay, we're just going to make a Sure Star. We're going to pop a monster and just YOLO. No, we are going to pop a back row. Okay. We're just going to get in for 28. I mean, it's 28 still a lot of damage. Play Chemi, lose, don't profit. Yeah, I think the best way to play Pyro is to not play Chemicalized. I think Chemicalized Salamander, unfortunately, has been ousted from his own deck, which is very disappointing. Alright, we'll go Germaloo. Activate the skill. We'll go Ember. Activate Ember. It has to be you, right? Then, what have we got left in grave? 1, 2, yeah, we got plenty. We'll go Order. I actually want this out of my hand, so we're just going to get this out of the hand, I think. We'll set. Activate Salamander. Go to battle. Swing over. Swing over. No, I think we have to crash. Alright. Let's see what he has for us. This is the best we could do, so... I still blame her. Right, we'll take the advice to heart. It's one of those... I don't want to, like, dissuade people from playing it, but... I do think it is not positioned to be in a fantastic spot right now. Let's put it that way. Noodle's best deck. I think, again, if you're going for, like... Alright, so logically, right? If you're playing Salamander, right? Salamander can reduce the attack of your opponent's board by cards in their graveyard. Something you don't really have a lot of control over. But if you just play the Noodles, so if you play, like, Original Spice, you can use that to... I actually think we might take Forever Freeze out, if we're not going to win against any thingy players anyway. Right, let's try this. We'll do this. Yeah, you can play regular Spice, like, boost your whole board up to, like, a ridiculous number, which is just most of the time going to be more valuable. We've already got 2 of them. I could just grab this. Or summon. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. I mean, he's going to have back row to stop us no matter what we do. So with that in mind, I almost would rather have this left in my hand. So we are going to activate Secret Order here. Because this potentially gives me another double Chemicalized play on the following turn, which I think is going to be more valuable. So now he's going to use a Legend Trap, or a Slime, or something. Okay, so he's holding Slime. Right, so now he's going to use Slime. And didn't look like there was a delay. What's your Chemicalized list? This is what we're on at the moment. Again, I don't see a point in freeze, so we're probably going to take it out. Because again, we can't beat dragons. We might also swap widespread over to something else. Like, realistically, this deck just is not going to beat dragons whatsoever. No Serb? I mean, what's the benefit of Serb? Is my question. Like, what does Serb do that helps you? I'm still on Trap Hole. Yeah, I'm thinking Trap Hole will be better for this deck because, again, we're not... We already know we can't beat dragons, so I don't think there's a point in having anti-dragon tech. I don't know, I saw someone cog with it. Yeah, but I think if you're cogging with this deck, you're just getting, like, lucky at the end of the day. Like, or just not playing against, like, the good decks or, like, doing it super duper early. The thing with Serb is like, okay. But we have so many tools to get out double tribute monsters, right? Like, we have Secret Order. We have the other Ember. We have Flame Ruler. We have and Magma Bear. We have so many tools to get out double tribute monsters that, like, it feels like, why wouldn't you? Of course you're losing. You're not playing the good boy Serb. Serb is eh. Like, I don't want to just flat out say Serb is, like, bad, but you can't even boost it because the skill doesn't boost attack like you can with, like, the reboot. So it's just a 2100 guy. Well, I think what it probably was more is we've got a lot of people right now just playing with, like, random crap. Especially the last few days, we've had people haven't had tournament results to go off of. So they've just been playing whatever, and a lot of people are playing the loner decks, and a lot of people didn't realize you could change your loner deck, so a lot of people were just playing the Pyro loner deck, which is basically just getting free wins off people, right? But then, like, a lot of people were on Cyber Dragon before. We started, like, since we've been playing today, we haven't seen that many Cyber Dragon, right? We've seen 2. Whereas when we were climbing on Friday, we saw tons of Cyber Dragon. It was, like, nothing but Cyber Dragon at one point. Okay, well, we summon. We use our skill. I'll grab this back. Tribute 1. Come on, bro. Let me do it for the video. Alright, we're saving the replay because that might not ever happen again. But we're going to save it. It's just a shame that bro didn't even let us. Didn't even let us kill him. My matches with 90% Gaia, 5% Sidra, 5% Dragon. So far today, we've played against, what, 4 Dragons, about 4 or 5 Gaia, 1 Psychic, 2 Sidra? Did we play against something meme earlier as well? I can't remember. Gold is full of Sidra and Gaia and Dragons, almost like a conveyor belt, one after the other. Right, yeah, we're going to immediately scoop here. This guy can have his rank up. We can't do anything about it. We already know we can't beat dragons. The fact as well that there are going to be a lot of decks that are in a similar boat. Like Sea Serpent's going to be in exactly the same boat, where they just can't beat dragons. Not unless the dragon player is like literally blind, deaf, and dumb. Or like hard bricks. Alright, what do we want? I think we're going to put Trap Hole in here. And then it comes down to like cards that specifically are good into like Gaia, I guess. I don't know how I feel about Slime. Slime is still like good into Gaia, but like it kind of depends on the Gaia build. Let's go with this for now. Not with that attitude. It's just like, if you just math it out, Quantum, there's just like no way to beat it. Like, just straight up. It's like, you need them to put stuff in attack mode. And then you need them to have like no back row. And then you can kill them. But if you just like leave a board on the field, you just die. And if you leave a board on the field and haven't done enough, or don't have the back row to protect you, then you just die because they get to use their skill and kill you. Play less order and 1 stop defense.
That doesn't fix the issue!
That doesn't help! That will not solve the problem. 1 stop defense will not on its own suddenly mean we can win the matchup. That's not how that works. I want to cook, but I don't have time today. I'm just going to lay out skill Chemicalized Blast with Salamander and Old Spice for OTKs. So I would say you take out Chemicalized Blast and you take out Salamander, and then you play good cards with a good skill, and then you win. I think that's fundamentally the thing. Like, you just basically do what you just said, but instead of using Salamander, you play a better skill with better bosses, right? We can't use the skill on turn 1, so that doesn't matter. He's not going to have any piercing or any like good piercing, so we can probably just do this. And then just pass. I'm saying you don't need 3 order, and you're saying you want them to have monsters in attack. Works to me. So, once again, we don't need 3 order. We don't need 3 order. That is correct. But a single copy of Negate Attack is not suddenly going to win us the game, bro. Or Negate Attack. 1 single copy of Stop Defense is not going to win us the game. That is not going to help. That's like saying, oh, just run 1 copy of Pierce. It will be fine. It's like, 1 copy of Pierce isn't going to do enough. It's just not. Then run 2, but like now you're basically saying, oh, just play 3 copies of Stop Defense, draw them all in the same turn, as the same turn you wipe out all your opponent's back row, because then you can actually kill a dragon player. And it's like, well, yeah, you can do that, but then at that point your deck is now shit against everything that isn't dragon. Behold, my boys. Right, we'll drop a Blaze. Let's see what this is. It was a Blaze. That's very uninteresting. Okay, we'll go this. Activate the skill. We milled Pot of Greed, Buffered Slime, Fiery Blaze. The Mill of Champions. Alright, we'll tribute. Summon this. We'll summon out Ember. Activate Ember. bring this out. Now we learn we lost the 50-50. Oh, he's got... Oh, we did lose the 50-50, though. Okay, so now you just flip this down. I mean, I'm still going to ram into you. There's no reason not to. His hand should be bricked up, because he kept 2 cards in hand. Wait, so if I say run 1, not enough. If I say 2, you say I'm saying to run 3. Tomato Pyro's melting your brain. Manicust is like, he's so bad at baiting. Like, he's actually so bad at baiting. Or I try so hard. He tries so hard. The thing is, right, because you have to make the comparison to other decks that have done the same thing in the past, right? So the decks that typically have run Stop Defense and Pierce and actually found success, especially in like recent years, is Royal Rebels, right? So then at that point, why would you not just play Royal Rebels? The deck does a lot more with a lot less. And Magma Bear, go! What do I want back in my deck? You can go back into the deck. Come to my hand, Germaloo! I guess we'll summon Germaloo here. Activate the skill. We just grab this. Probably. We'll summon. We'll tribute 2 to summon this. We'll summon out Ruler. We'll use Ruler as a double tribute. We'll then use Salamander's effect. I mean, that's coming back, I think. And then we probably just want more like 1500s. Is this 300 burn going to make a difference? That's what? 7, 13, yeah, nowhere near lethal. Boosh. 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 Alright. Just play the 1700 1 Tribute Pyro with Piercing and Brick on 5 million high levels. Well, the other thing is, there is like an already like analog that we have for that, which is the Spellcaster deck, right? The Spellcaster deck is another deck that really lacks any way to get through set 3 pass. And that deck has a 1600 attack that you can give piercing, and it's just not enough. It's just, unfortunately, just not enough piercing damage for it to really realistically mean anything. So even if we played the 1700 pierce, I still don't think it like fixes any problems. Oh, bro, just literally... Okay, okay. Join tech skill, get you pierce every turn for free. I mean, yeah, again, that's what we were waiting for, right? Yeah, play Galaxy, they have Pierce. Let's all just list all the Pierce effects in other decks. Does Galaxy equip Pierce? It has a hard activation condition. No, it does not. They do have one that pierces, but it isn't out in Duel Links yet. Ow. 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 See, if he had a Fiery Blaze, he could win the game. Christ. Okay. Secret Order. Activate skill. There you go. Secret Order coming in clutch. We'll put that back. We'll put that back. And we'll put that back. 1, 2, 3. All set. I'm even going to activate my Fiery Blaze. Go get him, champ. We did it, guys. We beat a deck. Confirmed that our deck must be good because we beat that. I guess. The equip doesn't pierce, but Galaxy does have a searchable spell that gives piercing methinks. Yes. But it is only searchable if you use the Secret Order skill, so you can't use it with like the new stuff. And I really want this deck to be... It needs Pierce. It needs either Pierce or something similar to Pierce. Otherwise, it's just not gonna cope in this current meta, like, at all. And it feels so bad. It feels so bad. Because again, I really like the idea behind this deck. It's just not good. I just need it to be good. I want it to be good. The Chemi video isn't all losing replays anymore, yippee. We've got a lot of losing replays though, and we're probably going to want more losing replays. Imagine I start the video by going, this deck is ass, and then I show like 9 replays of just us winning game after game after game. That would be like the worst video of all time. Alright, we'll go Ember. Ember effect. What Ember effect? We use that. Yes. And it's high defense. Right. Okay. That's the important thing to remember. Then I will set. We will go ahead and Tribute 1, Tribute 2 to summon this out. I am going to activate Secret Order, and the logic is he's got so much back row. The chances are that he's probably got back row hate, and if I set it, I'm just going to lose my back row for no reason. So let's see what he's got. It needs a way to change stuff to face up attacks so Salamander can work. Yes, that would be perfect, Amanicus. What you need is stop defense every turn, like the way that the Harpy skill works, right? You need that. That would be perfect. I'm Manabu player. GG well play. GG well play, Cherry Blossom BT. You're actually probably the most fun game we've had today was playing against you, so I appreciate that. Keep track of how many Dragius you auto-scoop to. We're at, what, 3 at the moment, I think? Isn't there a stop defense draw skill? There is, but it only works once per duel. So, like, it doesn't really help out, unfortunately. Thank you so much, though. No problem, no problem. Now we're going to lose to a Cyber Dragon. Let's see how this goes. Oh, sets more back row. Cybernetic Combat Customization. We're going to boost up the attack to 29. So as is, we're still only losing a guy. Why? Why? What were we thinking there with that play? Also, I can't trigger the skill. That's sad. I mean, we don't have a ton of options, so we just do the only pretty much play we have. Which is Summon Guy. He doesn't have any monsters in his graveyard, so he can't even reduce. We're gonna lose to the back row that reduces our attack. We're gonna call it now. Oh no, he couldn't use it because he doesn't have any machines in the graveyard. I think. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I want Track Tiger and all the Pierce cards that he'll bring. Oh, you want all of the, what's it called? Double Pierce and, I can't remember what the other Pierce card's called, like Great Pierce. Don't hit my legend, you jerk. I mean, we knew he had back row hate. He's probably got another one. Chances are he's probably got another one. Was that not the effect, Ember? No. It's vanilla. We do not have an effect Ember in rotation. Okay, so he's going to clean up our whole board here. Which, like, I mean, there's no reason to use that trap, so we're just going to have to just take our lumps here. They look the same from here? Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Like, it's not always easy to tell the difference of the color of an effect monster and a normal monster when you're sat far away as well. Okay, we're going to put 4 cards back into our deck and reduce our attack. Have we got another normal summon? No, we just have another back row. Okay, so you're just doing more damage. I mean, I respect it. Also, I suppose you're emptying your graveyard so that we can't reduce your attack. The only issue is, I don't need to reduce your attack. I can, you got 21s. I can just attack over those. So, like, that doesn't actually end up doing a ton. Right, Germaloo comes down. Go ahead and use Fatal Roar. I mean, it's got to be one of these two, right? There's no reason for it not to be Hyper Assistant, so we'll grab that. We'll summon out Hyper Assistant. We'll go Fiery Blaze. We'll pop this. And we'll go Fiery Blaze. And we'll pop this. Then we will go Ember. I think I'm going to summon Chromatographicus. And the reason why is we can still do like a double Salamander play at some point in the future. I don't really obviously want to leave this guy in attack mode, but there's not really any other good option here. So we do just leave him in attack, because at least that's an extra body. If he does manage to clear the whole board, we'll be taking 1,500 less damage. Okay, Crafter Drone comes down. Activate the effect. Discard a machine, draw a card. The big thing is we don't want our back row to get popped. If our back row survives, we probably survive. If the back row gets popped, it's looking a little bit dicey. We should also probably turn our chain on, so we don't just lose randomly to that. It's the thing that, like, playing against Sidra, this deck actually feels pretty good. Playing against Gaia, I think we have a better chance against Gaia than we do against a lot of the other stuff in the meta right now. Like, I think Psychic is going to be a massive uphill struggle. Dragon seems like nigh unwinnable. Cybernetic Combat Customization. Boost the attack up to 29. Are we going to be searching? There's no real reason to, but who knows? Maybe he's got another Cyber Dragon in hand. I assume we're just getting rid of a monster, just so we can set the fusion. Okay. Are we dead on board? This is 400 plus 6 plus 1,000. I mean, we're not dead. We'll just take it. There's no real reason to use it. We take 2,000 just from activating it. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. So we'll go ahead and do this. How many monsters has he got in his graveyard? Probably not a lot, right? 2. There's no real point in going into that, so we might as well just take just a big guy. Sure, Flame Ruler. Welcome to my hand. So now we will go ahead and summon out Ember. We'll drop the Fiery Blaze. We will pop the back row. Activate Ember. Bring out Salamander. We'll activate Order. Bring out Chromatographicus. And there is another win on the board. I mean, do we even save that? I don't think so. I don't think we want to save that. So the best rush deck right now is Dragons. It's debatable. Dragons has been the best deck for a while. We have only just had the new product come out, so it does... The very first week is a lot of experimentation. So we don't really know, at least not from like the data. But I would still say Dragon is really, really good. The biggest issue we're having right now for this deck specifically is we don't have piercing or any way to get damage in through set 3. What that means is we can't apply significant pressure onto a Dragon deck, which makes it very difficult for this deck specifically to deal with the Dragons. Now, a lot of other decks can deal with the Dragons, but they kind of lack in other areas, right? And what are we doing with this? We got a lot of options, to be fair. Right, let's get a bit funky. Let's go Secret Order. I'm just going to hard drop Chromatographicus. We're going to use our skill. I will grab a card back. We'll grab this, because that will be really useful for next turn. I'm then going to summon out the Flame Ruler. We'll drop the Blaze, and we'll just go for the 33, because otherwise our card's just going to get popped anyway, so we might as well pop one of his. Lo and behold. We'll set this, go to battle, attack over this. Get him for 32. Okay, that's over half his life immediately. That's pretty good. Now, we have no back row, and we are against Gaia Metarion. So... But also, hello, Slate. Welcome on in. Is that Alterius Rainsworth in the chat? Hello, Tomato in chat. Hello, Alterius. Welcome on in. You've caught us playing a bad deck, which is very sad because I really like this deck. It's just bad. And hello, Cyclone Valley. Welcome on in. Is that a secret order? So we must have a Gaia the Fierce Knight in hand. There it is. The only real reason I can see to run the vanilla Gaia is if you're playing Monster Calling. Then it, like, can be quite good. Been saving up gems, and now they're overflowing and about to expire soon. I guess if the next speed box isn't coming soon, I'll go for Rush Dragons. Yeah, the one caveat is we do have a GRF just around the corner, and we would expect dragons to get some sort of hit, but we don't know, right? We don't know. Konami doing another DSOD error incident with releasing all these new Gaia cards. It's so cool. I don't even think the Gaia cards are the issue. It's the Gaia skill being so versatile. Because, like, pure Gaia, I think, is actually... It's not that bad. Like, you can just kind of deal with it. Yeah, lack of piercing makes it rough. Yeah, that's basically the fundamental issue, is we don't have piercing, we don't have a way to flip stuff up, we don't have burn, not really. We don't have a way to pop face downs, we don't have multi-attack, we just don't have any of it. We don't have any of it. Manicus did say earlier, and I think it makes the most sense, is we want, like, something that can change your opponent's monsters face up, like stop defense, but, like, built into a skill. Not gonna lie, I have more fun with Pure Gaia. I think Pure Gaia is fun. I do really like Pure Gaia. I think the most fun for me is Hero Gaia. There's just something really satisfying about swarming the boards with dudes and then just, like, wiping out all your opponent's back row. So he used Chivalrous Celerity to dump that. Then he's flipped over the fusion. After adding the Cursor Dragon. Wait, what? Are we going to direct attack now? I think I'd still probably rather clear the board if I wasn't going to guarantee kill. You're not going to get the boost of 600. You do get the free +1. Go on, draw a tribute monster. I always draw tribute monsters off this. I always draw tribute monsters. Just go to battle phase. You son of a bitch. Okay, that's fine. And TSA? Why would you TSA here? Again, is this like the anti-Salamander tech where it's like, I've got to empty my graveyard so my board doesn't get reduced by too much? I mean, I can kind of see that when you're on 25, but I don't think I could kill you from just that. What you mean you don't have burn? You have a whole 900 for Fiery Blazes! Oh, you're absolutely right. You're so right, Alpaca. So right. What was I thinking? I think if Pure Gaia could use 2 Conqueror, I'd play it exclusively. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Flip. I mean, we can always add that back either way, so there's no reason to not just summon this. So Tribute 1, Tribute 2. This will turn on our skill. Activate the skill. Then we add Salamander. Summon out Ember. Activate Ember. Get out the Salamander. Activate Salamander. Go back 1, 2, 3. Alright, time to do a bit of maths. So, 200 plus 1,000. 1,200, we can get up to 15. That's not worth it. So we will just set, and then just go to battle. and walk over both of his guys. So that would have been 15. It would have been an extra 800 damage, which would have been 23. So it still would not have been lethal if he didn't use Talisman Auxiliary. Ooh, heck, it's Change Slime. Hello, Tomato. You like the new Gaia deck. Hello, BMAT. I do like Gaia. I like Pure Gaia. I really like Hero Gaia. I'm less keen on Metarian Gaia. I still think it's probably the best out of all of the 3 of those decks. But I'm not a big fan of playing it. I don't really have much incentive to play it. Spell can do 300 without popping. Yes, it can. Unfortunately, it wouldn't do anything here. In fact, it was more useful to just soak that and leave my buffered slime alone. Gaia feels better as Piercing Swarm than Dark Galaxy. It feels a little more consistent and not going to gamble on the mill. I would make the argument that Dark Galaxy feels a little bit better in this case of being able to get a free +1 every turn. But Gaia can just end games by using its skill. Like, it's so good. We just have to let that go. Hey, is that back row here I see? Right, we'll go Germaloo. We'll go Fiery Blaze. Take the 300 burn. Nerd. Welcome back to the hand. We'll summon. Activate the effect of Ember. Ember brings out Salamander. Salamander effect. We will put back 1, 2. Yeah, sure, we'll put that back. And we get another win on the board. That was Gaia Metarium, right? I mean, we'll save that replay. Unfortunately, people scoop, like, so early because, like, they do the maths, right? They go, oh, okay, he's got Salamander, the game is over. But, like, I don't get to finish doing my stuff. Which means the video is just going to be, like, a lot of surrenders. Is that Kim Friend in the chat? Hello, hello, Kim Friend. Friend of the channel, lover of Rush Duels. One of our most devoted players. Hope you're having a good time. It's Erdl! Everyone loves Erdl. Kemi, best deck. We got some wins! Best deck, let's go! Woo! Oh, we do lose the coin toss. And we're probably playing against Gaia. Only 2 in the AED. What does that tell us? What does that tell us? Rush, I can't. Now play against dragons. No, dragons don't exist, right? If we scoop before we see them play a single card, it's not real. The puny luckiest kid in the game. Who is that? What, Kim Friend? I don't think you're puny. It's Sidra. Sidra with only 2 cards in extra deck. Even the Loner has 3 cards in extra deck. If it was Gaia, it would have 6 cards in extra deck. There's no reason for it not to, right? I mean, this is a little bit awkward, but we need to find bosses at some point. There we go, there's a boss. We will now summon out Red Robe. Activate the skill. Is that another boss I spy? Welcome to the hand, my friend. Then we will normal summon Ember. We'll go ahead and activate Fiery Blaze. This will let us pop the back row. Then we can summon out and Magma Bear. We'll then go ahead and Tribute 2, which gets the other Ember into the graveyard, which now will turn on this Ember and give us the extra boost. Isn't that nice? Ah, I really wanted to believe. I mean, it's 1500 less damage, but that was lethal. I wanted to believe. I wanted to believe. I just wanted to believe. I'm trying to think what even that could have been. Like, I don't think that physically could have had less than 1500 defense, no matter what. Oh, thanks, music, for just randomly dying like that. That's helpful. Here we go. Okay, a 2600 dude. Loner for Sidra is on Yuhi. That's a good point. I've been saying Yuhi is the best, like, Sidra character to play, and people have been fighting me every step of the way. Then just sets 2. Okay. You can crash and attack over one of these. So we're really relying on the back row by the look of this. Well. Ember. Fiery, blaze. We'll just get rid of this one. Okay, so that means the other one's probably a trap then. That's kind of sucky, but it is what it is. We'll use our skill. Oh, we already have him on the field. Right. My brain took a second there to catch up. Tribute 1, Tribute 2, summon out. Activate Salamander's effect. We will put back 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we will walk into the trap because we lost the 50-50. Did we not lose the 50-50? What? Okay, I mean, we'll take it. Apparently, we're good at farming Cyber Dragon players. Tomato is a potato. That is factually inaccurate. Tomatoes and potatoes are not the same thing. I will fight back for that. Nah, you owe best Sidra character because he has a line for Sidra. Doubt. Not doubting that he has the line, doubting that that's enough credibility to say that he is the best one. While Gaia Loner is on Yuga. Yeah, that is a bit of a weird one, I suppose. There isn't really a better one. Now farm dragons. Manicus, you shouldn't ask me the impossible. It's Georgios, who is on his rank up game. Do we just give Georgios the win, guys? Part of me is like we don't really give a shit about our rank at the moment. And Georgios is on his rank up. I'd feel really bad if we took it away from him. Like, I really don't want to be that guy. I mean, we can surrender at any time. We don't need to make the decision right now. It's okay, Valley. You don't have to be angry. It's okay. No mercy, finish him. I mean, we might not even beat him in general. We'll see what happens. To ask which new decks are strong or at least decent. Gaia. Gaia is the big answer to the question. That's the easy choice. Flip. 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 I'm just going to pop the middle one. I have no idea which is the good one. We have very little information to go by here. We're going to be tributing to anyway. So I'll summon out the Ember. Activate the skill. I don't think I need this right now, right? Because we're going to go tribute, summon. Yeah, we don't need it. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Summon. Oh, I can't use the effect. That's me being stupid. Yeah, we could have had enough to threaten lethal here, but we haven't done that. In which case, we'll just do this. Yeah, I forgot that we couldn't use Ember if our opponent doesn't have a monster. If he... Okay. This is like such a non-game. Well, he gained 0, so we actually could have just killed him if we had remembered how Ember's effect works. He has a monster! He's done it! And we got 2 secret orders down as well. Tribute to the Doomed. I mean, that will help him empty his hand a bit. He'll set 3, and then we're going to run into a negate attack, and he's going to get a whole extra turn. Let him win. I mean, we might just let him win. We might just give him the win anyway. Like, we did misplay. No, don't let him win. Chat is so torn on the, like, do we just kill him? Do we not? If he plays anything else, though, he's playing with fire. Because he wants to have as many diversions or, like, scapegoats for his negate attack as possible. No mercy. He's playing a cringe deck? What do you mean? You scoop to dragons, you also scoop to rank ups. I mean, we have already scooped to a rank up. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll get him to the point. If we make it to the point where we have a potential, like, lethal line, we'll, like, play it by ear when we get to that stage. So we'll go Ember. We'll activate our skill. We got what? 1, 2, 3 bodies. Which means getting out that isn't going to be super easy. I could also just tribute 2. We don't have another one engraved, so I could just summon that using that. I'm going to summon that anyway. Do I just add this? I don't think it makes any difference. I'll add this. Alright. Chat, 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Give me a 1, 2, or a 3, chat. That's all we're looking for. Just a 1, 2, or a 3. Two. Okay, 2 has been declared. We missed, chat. We missed. Alright, we'll run into the negate attack. 1 was the correct answer. Pro Manicist and Dragson were correct. Unfortunately, they did not get in there quick enough. We also could just die here. It should be really funny. Portho. I don't even know what Portho means, mate. That's gone well over my head. Transam Airforai comes down, and the Transam Linak, man, he's popping off. He's going to gain 1,000 attack on the Transam Linak, making it the strongest monster on the field. He does also have, I believe, Galactica Force, or was it Meteor Charge? Was that face down? I have already forgotten. It's okay, we'll draw the last 2 Fiery Blaze and burn him for game. One's already in the graveyard, so we can't do that. And also, he'll set another card. People most set at the second back row. I mean, it's one of those things where I think people just convince themselves that people are going to do things in a certain way. Take Secret Order. Activate Secret Order. Portho is well in Spanish, but like wishing well or water well, whatever you want to call it, there's not a direct translation for well. 2 Nitro Hounds plus Fiery Blaze was lethal. It's too bad we're not playing Nitro Hounds in this build. What is the plan? I mean, you always change this to defense and give piercing to something. That's still not going to be lethal damage, though. Unless the back row would have to be very, very specific. I would still like to see our last Fiery Blaze, though. Because we haven't milled one. Ah, that changed me to defense. He can't win. He could win if that back row is slime. If the back row is slime, he could still win. Don't let him win. I mean, we might not get a say in it. Never mind. There's Fiery Blaze. All right, chat. Chat, do we end him or not? Do we let him win? He is on his rank up. This is all on you, chat. Are we letting him survive? What do we want back in the deck, even? Sure, you can come back. Rank Cog? No, it's not. I don't believe it's Cog. But it's just a rank up. Fatal Roar! Oh, we've already got 2 bosses in hand. So we don't really need another boss. But I'll grab this. Okay, it was nothing anyway. Tribute, tribute, summon. Summon out Ember. Activate Ember. Summon out the big guy. Summon out Gerbaloo. Go Salamander. Do Salamander things. Finish him, Kemi. Smash his... No one is saying, like, let him win. Literally no one. Kemi. Yeah. Ah, poor Georgios. This guy's a tournament player. I think he topped in something yesterday? Or the day before? I'm the only one. Hey, I said it again. I mean, to be fair, Manicus did say the word yes. Shui did say he literally bricked, let him win. So Shui actually did it. Manicus might have said yes just in response to something, but that's not the same thing. It was just Shui. Do we save that replay? No, we don't save that replay. We do not save that replay. Like, it was funny for us because we had the commentary to go along with it. It wouldn't be a good replay. It would not be a good replay. You bully the guy who was playing Galaxy Loner? What's your point? What's your point, Adonis? We don't get to win often. We say that. We actually haven't run into a dragon in a while. We've actually been winning quite a lot. I said you keep running, so you have to let him win. You said that ages ago, though, not when we redeclared. So this is probably Gaia. But what flavor of Gaia? Only time will tell. Hello, Gelato Gaga. Toxic. Now, the people that are toxic are the people that say Kemi in chat. You know what we're talking about, Shelmy, VM Penguin. You know. Also, welcome on in, Shelmy, as well, by the way. I didn't notice you creep in. Guys, we're gonna lose to Noodles. Guys, we're gonna lose to Noodles. Yeah, burn me! I'm so excited. I'm so excited to lose this game. I don't know about Flame Seeker. Not the biggest Flame Seeker enthusiast, if we're being honest. Ah, damn, he attacked in the correct order. True, 2 bad decks face off. Alright, let's just hard drop a pot. See what we find. That still hasn't really solved our problems, but we'll be fine. So we'll go Ember. We'll activate our skill. We'll grab Salamander. 1, 2. We can't get everything we want. Which means we're going to have to just give up an Ember. Either way. Which is fine. Unless we just do that. But that has to be from Graveyard. We don't have one in Grave. That won't work either. Okay, we're just going to have to give up an Ember. That's fine. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. Summon. We'll go Ember, activate Ember effect, summon Chromatographicus, summon out the Jarmaloo, We'll activate Salamander. Put these 3 back. Yeah, we've got plenty of normals left in the deck. All set. We will then go to battle phase. And we'll just swing over everything. Boosh. Boosh. And boosh. Alright, we're winning the life point race thus far. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Get the flame on. I am the evil one. Okay. Noodle. Hello, Lady Jasmine. Welcome, everyone. And fight fire with fire. We're definitely going to give it a ruddy good go. But once again, he has done what we cannot defeat. Set 3. Fiery blaze, go. Let's go for this one. That might have just saved us. That could have absolutely tripped us up there. Unfortunately, there are now a lot of 1500 defenders. So, okay, he's not... We haven't seen any from him yet. He doesn't seem to have many. Alright, I get the feeling that his entire strategy is probably just to swarm the board with, like, guys to get a boost. And then use the Noodle Art of Roastery to just boost them all up. Keep the fire noodles. I'm looking into the Ray dictionary and find nothing. The translation for well should be via, which is an expression. That is fine, Ray. You can pop off with your flame serve. In the sense of I told you so. I'm from Argentina, speak Spanish. That is also fine. You can do what you want with that. And the first language I've never heard of, Portio. Maybe it's from another region, but I'm not sure. Well, the more you know. Right, I'm going to trap hold this, because there's a good chance that he doesn't have just 2 normals in hand. No, he had 2 normals in hand! You jerk! Yeah, I don't care. You can take that. Alright, summon Dr. Redrobe. Activate the skill. Grab back Salamander. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. We'll summon out Dr. Redrobe. We'll activate Salamander. We'll put back Salamander, you, and then probably just a normal. We will go to battle. We will attack over. He has a trap card. How dare you? I mean, I'm feeling okay right now. Let's see what he does. Don't noodle mean hungry. What do you... What? Maybe. Oh, noodles mean justice. Justice always wins. I mean, I respect the noodles. Like, we always have to respect the noodles. You can't disrespect the noodles, at least. Put it that way. Right, let's see what Sama has for us. So all of that, and then we're just going to do this. Okay. I will allow it. And I will definitely allow that. I don't give a shit about him. Alright, if I could draw a salamander, that would be lovely. That's not a salamander. So we will go... Red Robe. Activate our skill. We'll grab Salamander back. We'll summon the bear. We'll summon out our Salamander by tributing 2. We'll activate Salamander. We'll put back 1, 2, 3. Then... The only issue is, if I activate that, it makes us less susceptible to that, but then, okay, we're going to just summon out the Germalo, I think. We'll go to battle. We'll just swing over this. No, we had a lethal line if his back row was nothing. So maybe I should have just done that. So the logic was, if his back row was anything that could stop us, which would have to be like slime, basically, then... Oh, I really needed to hit the wrong one. See, so the logic was, if he had slime, and we used our secret order, we get cooked, right? That was the logic. But now, because he won the 50-50, we're dead. Yeah. Literally, we lost the 50-50, so we lose. We could have just, again, we could have gone for the lethal line. But if he did have slime, we just get cooked. We just get cooked. So it's like... we should save that replay, actually. I think that's a funny enough replay to save. It shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? We could have won the game if we just ignored his back row. But, like, because we respected the back row, we ended up losing. I mean, we disrespected the back row, and then he also got lucky on top because he won the 50-50. If he lost the 50-50, he loses so hard there. So he basically just got kind of sacked. Praise the noodles. I'm back. Welcome back, Hikari. When are you leaving again? The OG Noodles, super dead. Superior Pyro win. Let's go in the YouTube video. You don't want my great mind and opinion on the stream. I should have ate more noodles. Apparently so. Alright, we will just do a simple set 4. Let's see what he does. Hear me out, you gotta play for the dog wink on. Well, again, we had the lethal line anyway. It was a matter of, if he had slime, what we did was better. If he didn't have slime, what we did was worse, right? In fact, what we did still would have won the game if he didn't win the 50-50. Unfortunately, sometimes when you play around your opponent's stuff, it ends up getting you punished. Oh no, my fiery blaze. Okay. I would have really liked it if you took 1,000 for that, but yeah, that's fine. This hand is not ideal, but we can make it work. So we'll summon, activate our skill. We're looking for a boss. We're looking for a boss. Ideally a salamander. We did not find one. Don't think it's worth bringing anything back off that. So we'll summon... Tribute 1, Tribute 2. We'll summon. Go to battle, we'll swing. Is it even worth using protection on this? I don't know if it is. We're using negate attack, okay. I don't know if I mean, again, if he just sacks like a god hand here, then sure, it's fine. But, like, imagine he just doesn't have fusion. Then, like, he's just cooked. Okay, he does have the battle tested. This does kind of get him everything he needs. Because the skill is very well designed. Are we going to send out? Oh, he got 2 battle tested? Did you draw 2 battle tested? No way. No way you drew 2 battle tested. Hear me out, you gotta play him off the dog wink on. Dude attacks with 500 attack monster against the deck with plenty of 1500 defenders. Man's got balls, exactly. I mean, to be fair, I think he's about to win anyway, just because the skill is absolutely broken. But we can't do anything about that. So he goes ahead and makes Swift Gaia. Is he playing TCB? Wait, what? So you just have the vanilla Gaia in hand. Okay, so make double swift. And a back row. And now, right, he's going to use this. He's going to draw a spell trap. And he's going to set it. And then he's going to use the other one to get another free draw. And then that draw is going to be another... Okay. We're still just spinning these plates. Do you find the Gaia deck annoying yet? Or... So, pure Gaia is fine. It's like Metarian Gaia and Hero Gaia that are actually like the annoying variants. Like, pure Gaia is whatever. Like, it's still really strong, but it's, like, hardly, like, oppressive. That is pretty rough. We can still do stuff, for sure. We still have lots of stuff we can do, actually. But it's definitely rough. Alright, we'll go Ember. Activate Ember. The issue is that back row. If the back row is, like, anything, we probably get a little bit cooked here. We'll go for the Fatal Roar. We don't even need the Fatal Roar, but we're going to use it. We'll grab back the Ember. Activate Ember. Summon the Salamander. We'll drop the Order. Bring back the Chromat. Activate Salamander. I kind of want more normals, to be honest. Reduce. Go to battle. Swing. 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 Yeah. Kemi, 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 Kemi. Doro Monster Cardo. Oh, I think we might die because he has Talismanic Sealer, you know. After experiencing the monstrosity that is the broken Dragonic Contact skill, this Gaia skill seems really tame in comparison. To be fair, anything compared to Dragonic Contract is going to seem really tame. Like, literally anything. Pure Gaia can't summon a Sure Start, and that's why it feels a lot more balanced. I don't even know who that is, Hikari-chan. I don't even know who you are. Are we dead? I mean, yeah, he just makes Conqueror Champions and attacks directly, right? Why did he even bother using TSA? The real Chad move would be to not attack directly. Let's see if bro has a small penis or a big penis. If he attacks directly, he has a very small penis. Like, so small. Yeah, unfortunately, tiny penis. Tiny penis. It's a shame. It's a shame. I had high expectations, but what can you do? We'll save that one. Tiny Meat Gang! Bro knows what's up. It's concerning that a simple Gaia fusion can end this. I mean, yeah, there's not really anything we could do about it, though. Cyclophilid! Okay. My short king. Uh-oh. I mean, I tell you, we'll play this out. We'll play out the dragon. We already know we're going to lose. I physically don't think there is a way we win this, like, no matter what. But we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Only that he is lethal. Is there any hand trap, like effect or graveyard effect, like OG Kruber in Rush Tools? There is nothing whatsoever. There is nothing that resolves anywhere than from the field. There is no graveyard effects. There are no activate from deck effects. There's no searching the deck. There is no hand trap effects. Everything always has to be put on the field and resolved on the field. Okay, we will just go for Chromat. We'll activate our skill. We really need to find... We did not find it. Okay. We'll just grab back Ember, which means we have to just ram in and hope. It's never a particularly good spot to be in. Set. Set. Go get him, champ. Well. Ram in and hope is my game plan. Wait, what are we talking about? Cyclone versus Tomato, Dragon Loner? Ugh. No, I don't want to do that. We beat dragons once, that means Chemi best deck. I don't make the rules. Man, if only... Realistically, we were probably going to be boned either way, but it's still really sad that he just opened Negate Attack. And Pot of Greed? Bro, you've got everything. You've just +4'd. You don't need anything else. Now we have Trap Hole, right? So maybe we do get to just like stop him. He's just gonna plus again. He's just gonna plus again. Brother in Christ, stop. Fuck you. Fall in my hole. He's gonna do another plus. He got a +1 from Pot of Greed, +2 from 2 Triad Drago. He got a +2 from the skill. My bro is currently on a +5. Oh my god. What are you supposed to do? I don't know why we just did a triple click. Alright, it's because our mouse was over there. I see. This deck is fair and balanced, guys. This deck is fair and balanced. That's definitely going in the replay, though. I will delete... I think we have one old replay, so we can make room for another replay if we want. Bruh, I really... we really just want this deck to do stuff. I mean, it's been okay. We've just been like in a bad loss streak, but before that we were on a really good win streak, so... right, now we want to go back to our replays. That's what we want to do. We probably don't need this one. That was just us beating a dragon with Gaia, but I don't think that's important. Alright. Alright. Is it nearly 4 o'clock? How is it nearly 4? How is it nearly 4 o'clock? Where has time gone? I don't understand. You kept giving them more plus? Never stop. Where is my Buster Blader to cut this? Dragons. Well, you can't go in this deck. He's not allowed. Imagine not drawing 5 extra cards. Like, why are you even playing that at that point? Yeah, it's kind of nuts. And it looks like we have Metarian Gaia. Time flies when you're having fun. Genuinely, time has flew, right? It is actually nearly 4. We've almost been streaming for 3 hours, which is actually insane to think about. I mean, this is like, it's not bad. Arguably, this is even kind of a good hand. It really is going to depend on what we mill. I mean, I would love to take this, but we have no way to do anything with it. So I think it has to be the Ember. We have got the other Ember, so it is going to be live, which is nice. So I'll summon. We'll drop the Blaze. We'll go ahead and get rid of this. We'll activate Ember. We'll get this onto the board. Unfortunately, this has really low defense, and he's probably going to summon out his Piercing Gaia and get in for a ridiculous amount of damage. I don't even think it's worth putting all of that back in my deck. I think we're just going to leave it where it is. Or are we? Now, having him back in my deck is going to be better. The only bad thing about using this effect is losing the regular Ember. Other than that, I think I still prefer doing this. Get out of here. Then we'll attack it with this. And we'll pass. Imagine if the skill allowed Psychic Gaia. I mean, you can play Psychic Gaia. It's just a very different version of Psychic. You can play, like, Candy. You can play Ice Pot Bear, depending on what limit 3s you've got. And then you can play Amma Lilith and make, like, Amma Bear Lilith and Candy All and make plays with that. So, like, there is something there. Time always go really fast. Well, I guess we can conclude about Chemi is a very deck. It is a very deck. Hello, have you seen today an opponent playing Light Galaxy deck using the new cards on Ranked? No, I have not, Pablo. Welcome, I want to know. We've only played against one Light Galaxy and he was playing the old build. It is indeed a deck that plays cards that have text in them and numbers too. I have heard that. Okay, so he's gotten his 3+2. He's then going to wipe out everything. Oh, he's going to go for the 25. That's not ideal. That's always the issue. Amma Bear, not Amma Bear. Amma and Magma Bear is like the big, like, hole in our deck, I guess. I really just don't want you. I need to get out 2 bosses is the issue, and I don't know if that's going to be possible. If I leave this on the field, I'm going to be dead anyway, so I don't think it matters. So we're going to normal the Ember. We'll go ahead and drop Blaze. Let's see if we win the 50-50. That's pretty good. Right, now we're just going to tribute over this. We'll activate the effect. And we really need to get more bosses, but we just don't have any. Do we try and run over with this? That's really funny, but it feels so... Right, let's do this. I really don't want to leave both of my monsters just kind of hanging. What have you got back there? What have you got? Maybe I should have just put both of them in attack mode and just attacked over this as well to deny an extra resource. I'm just a little bit worried about leaving too many monsters in attack mode and just losing. Choose my game mat. What kind of game mat are you looking for, Valley? The event mat. Is that the current event? I'm trying to think what the current event mat is. Activates the fusion. Combines them both together. Goes into the Ashura Star. Activate Ashura Star. Probably put the back row. With the cat. Okay, the Manabi one. Oh. Yeah, we're just... No, we're not dead yet. But it's not going to take much for us to die from here. Oh, okay. We are just dead because bro drew double TSA. We actually just died to double TSA. That's kind of sad. That's kind of a sad way to go out. Not even anything, like, interesting or cool. Bro just drew double TSA. Like, we could have been dead to, like... He summons, tributes out a Cursor Dragon, right? Like, there's so many things that would have been a really cool way to die. But it was just double TSA. It was just double TSA. I mean, we'll save it. Why not? That'll give us 10 replays. Nice round number. Ashura Star too strong? Ashura Star I don't think actually did anything there. I think it was entirely Talismanic Sealer. Buck Rush Staples? I think Rush Staples are fine. It's when you draw 2 of them back to back off the top. Is when it's like, oh wow, okay. That's not a very interesting way for the game to end. It's like we had the Noodle game. The Noodle game was sick, right? We died to, like... It depends what his back row is. It depends what he's going to have. Is he going to hit my back row? Yes, he won the 50-50. We had the opportunity to try and push in, but we were trying to play around potential traps he could have. But then, like, in that game, it's just like, I drew Talismanic Seal Array twice. The game is over. Why is this, like, lagging so much? You okay, Duel Links? Alright, you want this one. All decks. Stupid TSA. Exactly true, Doc. See, he knows. He knows. But it is, unfortunately, everyone, it's 4 o'clock. And that means it is the end of the stream. I hate to love you and leave you, but that is all we're going to have time for today. Don't forget there is going to be the Grand Harrier tournament coming up in a little bit. We should probably go and raid someone. Who do we want to raid? We'll go and raid... I mean, one person is not English. No one's English. So we're going to raid the person playing Rush, I guess. But we will be back again this evening, because tonight is going to be Rush Rivals. So we will be doing that tonight. That will be in about 5 hours from now. So when that does, come around, we will be live again. We will be doing that, and we'll get to see which of your favorite community members gets to win the episode. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.